Welcome to Palm Springs Stadium. It's the 4th of July. Happy Independence Day from Nash Walker, my broadcast partner, Evan Schmeiser. And we've been looking forward to this night all year long. The PSCL All-Stars taking on the Palm Springs Power. The Power have come in winning 12 in a row. And for the PSCL All-Stars, Evan, just getting better and better throughout this entire summer.
Well, there's no doubt about it. The pitching's become more crisp. We've seen some really good timely hitting. Base running's been aggressive all over the place. I mean, this is one of the peak moments of the entire season, Nash. We're going to see the best of the best in the PSCL take on this mighty Power team. And, of course, afterwards, we'll have fireworks. Everybody wins here on Independence Day.
Carson Phillips, the Power starter tonight, has faced 113 batters this year. He struck out 44 of them. Nearly a 40% clip, comes in with a 2.67 ERA, and he was absolutely fantastic his last time out against the East LA Dodgers, Evan.
Well, there's no doubt about it. He went 3 innings, allowed absolutely nothing. No runs, no hits, no walks. He struck out 5, earning that 3-inning save. I mean, these Power guys, they're not giving the PSCL All-Stars any gimmies starting Carson Phillips on the mound, I can tell you that much.
We've watched these PSCL players all summer, every single morning. So exciting to see them out here tonight, and there is no shortage of talent in this league, Evan. It's going to be on display this evening.
Well, yeah, absolutely. You have, 40, 45 guys here on the roster at the PSCL All-Stars. We're going to see a whole lot of players filter in and out. There are probably at least 9 pitchers, 3 different platoon changes as far as the position players are concerned. Boy, that'll be quite interesting staying up to date on all that, Nash.
Trevor Eby is the starter tonight for the PSCL All-Stars. He's been terrific this year. And we have a matchup here, Evan. The strikeouts leader in the PSCL and the Power strikeouts leader, not going head-to-head, but it's a pitching duel.
Well, there's no doubt about it. And frankly, even after Eby, I think we'll see some excellent talent. Might see Bridger Holmes just a little bit later on. But I think this first inning, for sure, we might see some fireworks all the way around, whether from the pitching side or the offensive side.
William Fleece is the leadoff hitter for the All-Stars. He'll step in against Phillips, and Fleece this year has been outstanding. You'll hear that a lot tonight. It's why they're the All-Star team.
You know, that's how you'd like to think of it.
Playing for the Haymakers. Fleece, 12 hits and 34 at-bats, hitting .353 with an OPS at .912. Has reached in 50% of his plate appearances. And Evan, I think we're both curious as to how these guys look against a true ace on the Power in Carson Phillips.
Well, there's no doubt about it. And frankly, I'm a big fan of having Fleece right here in the leadoff spots. He takes ball 1 inside. He's tied for 3rd in the entire league in walks drawn as a hitter.
Fleece, Goldsberry, Schwalbach here in the top half of the first on the 4th of July. And that is fouled off, another fastball in. Phillips going to work in the upper 80s. He'll reach 90 when he really rears back and hit 92, 93. Plays off that fastball with his breaking ball. And he's got a slider and a curveball. Also has a changeup he'll throw occasionally.
You know, Nash, it just feels absolutely electric in here tonight. Like, it's packed for the most part. I know people are going to keep filtering in as the innings move on throughout the night, especially for the fireworks afterwards. I mean, the bounce house is the busiest I've seen it all year. I see the VIP section down the right field line. Those people are filtered into their spots real nicely. And just whole lots of red, white, and blue. It's so beautiful.
One of the biggest nights of the year for the Power. And as I said, we look forward to this night for a long time. The 1-2 swing and a miss. No, fouled off. So Fleece stays alive. For the Power in the field, Isaiah Alvarez in left, Torrey Sweet in center, Emmanuel Dean in right, and that's fouled back again. On the infield, Dickinson at 3rd, Berkey at short, Richie Amavisca gets the start at 2nd, and Anthony Angel Jr. at 1st. The battery tonight is Phillips to Joey Mazzetti. So 1-2 still on Fleece, the leadoff man. See if Phillips goes back to that breaking ball here, Evan.
I have a good feeling about it.
He does. Locks him up. Strike 3. Strikeout number 45 on the season for Phillips. 1 up, 1 down.
Well, and how about a way to get things started? The team leader for the Power in strikeouts. And of course, he gets to start tonight with a strikeout looking on his good breaking ball.
Well, it doesn't get any easier here with Goldsberry. And Stephen Goldsberry is 17 for 34, hitting an even 500 on the season with an OPS over 1,200. 4 doubles. He's 3 for 5 in steals. Takes outside 1-0.
Well, there's no doubt about it. This is the guy you want in your second spot of the order. A big bopper, 4 doubles to his credit, as you said, Nash. A big on-base guy. And, you know, when you're having OPS for around 1,200, that'll do the job at about any level.
Called strike, evens the count at 1-1. So 1-1, 1 out. Goldsberry, the shortstop, is in the top of the first for the PSCL All-Stars. Here's the 1-1, chopped up towards second base. Ritchie plays it on a hop, throws on, and not in time. So Goldsberry's aboard with what we presume will be an infield single.
Well, Emma Visky did all he could out at second base. That ball was chopped a mile up into the air, and frankly, once it got to that hard infield dirt, it just took another big hop up there, and speed kills, I tell you what. Goldsberry was moving up the line. He could smell that hit.
Mason Schwalbach, the DH today, and Goldsberry now leads off first. Mentioned 3 for 5 in stolen base attempts. We'll see if he takes off here in the first inning. May not be a ton of chances against Carson Phillips. That's foul back, big hack from Schwalbach, who's starred for the Lumberjacks this year. He's 15 for 28 with 8 doubles. He's driven in 17 runs. On-base percentage at .605, OPS over 1,400.
Well, I tell you what, on another end, Schwalbach's been really off the charts. He leads the league in doubles at 8. The next closest man is 6. And he is absolutely destroying the field in RBIs. He leads that total at 17. The next closest is Tyler Priest at 14.
Gets a breaking ball, and it's 0-2. So 0-2, 1 out on Schwalbach with Goldsberry leading off first. Short lead, starting to trail away from the bag now. Does not go, pitches in the dirt, 1-2.
Mazzetti does have an excellent arm behind the plate, but frankly, I'd love to see Goldsberry. If he can get a jump, maybe try and go on the curveball.
Schwalbach just 2 strikeouts in 38 plate appearances. 7 walks. Been hit by a pitch. Here's the 1-2. Down in the dirt again, 2-2. So 2-2, 1 out. Goldsberry off first. Mason Schwalbach batting third. Jacob Mejia on deck. It's a Lumberjacks heart of the order here, Evan, for the All-Stars.
Well, I mean, that's not surprising. The Lumberjacks are by far the best offensive team in the entire league. Whether you want to look at batting average or slugging or OPS, extra base hits, all of it.
Swing and a miss, and the second strikeout of the first inning for Phillips. There's 2 down.
That breaking ball is going to be tough all night, especially if Phillips is able to go deep into this game. It's deadly. You can throw it any time in the count, along with that good fastball.
Here's Mejia, who's been an on-base machine for the Lumberjacks. Another left-handed hitter, and Phillips not afraid to go to that breaking ball against the lefties. Mejia coming into this one. 15 for 32, 469 average, swing and a miss there.
And he's got a few good ones going, especially if he can start in the zone and get it down into that back foot, especially if he's able to get that fastball on the outer part of the plate and up in the zone. Boy, that's just a deadly 2-pitch combo.
Mejia, 1 strikeout in 41 plate appearances. Goldsberry, bigger lead now, starting to dance off, sticks around, it's 1-1.
Yeah, it's a good thing to try and get, of course, try and time up the pitcher, but frankly, if Phillips is able to vary his times to home plate, you got to be careful as a base runner and not get picked off.
So 1-1 with 2 outs on Mejia, and that's outside, 2-1. There goes Goldsberry as the ball trickles away from Mazzetti, and Goldsberry's in scoring position.
Well, Frank, this could be a big opportunity here for these All-Stars. Try and punch the power in the mouth early. You know what? Frankly, if you're the PSCL players, you need to come in with a little bit of a chip on your shoulder. I have a feeling they do. They paid to be out here. They're playing against the guys who were selected to be out here. It's time, frankly, for both teams, it's time to let the other group know who's boss.
Mejia heading the count, 2-1 with Goldsberry in scoring position. 2 down, top of the first, called strike 2. So count even at 2s as Phillips looks to strike out the side and strand Goldsberry at second.
Yeah, deuce is wild now. It's just something I'd like to say.
2-2, 2 outs, runner at second. And that's high, count runs full.
An opportunity here, but frankly, if you're Mejia, you could see that fastball or curveball right here.
Here's the payoff pitch. Breaking ball. Just misses. It's ball 4.
It was a good idea from Phillips. Tried to run that breaking ball back over the outer half. Looks like he just looped the plate a little bit. Even Mejia was looking back like, oh, you're going to ring me up? Oh, thank you. You did not ring me up.
So first and second, now 2 down for Tyler Priest. And an early opportunity here for the All-Stars, as you said, Evan. Tyler Priest steps in. He's 13 for 33 for the Grizzlies this year, hitting .394, OPS at .959.
Well, there's no doubt about it. This lineup is absolutely stacked, at least in the early going.
All of these guys have performed well in the mornings here at Palm Springs Stadium, also over on the turf fields.
Don't forget the high school field, Nash.
And the high school
give love to
field.
the high school field.
First pitch, down and in, 1-0 on Priest.
Frankly, right now, Priest, he's got to treat this like a 2-0 or a 3-1 count right now. Phillips had a little bit of trouble with command, and of course we ended up losing Mejia. So try and look for a fastball over the plate, just try and get something into the outfield and get a run home.
So 1-0, that's hit out to third. Tough play, Dickinson, fair ball. Goldsberry comes in to score. Mejia will be waved around. Here's the throw. No throw. It's 2-0 All-Stars.
Boy, what an absolutely big hit from Tyler Priest. It wasn't the hardest hit ball in the world. He got a fastball in the inner half. He got a good swing nonetheless, and he just shot them right on by Spencer Dickinson. And of course, good speed on the bases from Goldsberry and Mejia. They both scored easily.
It's a 2-run double for Tyler Priest. And the All-Stars take a 2-0 lead here in the top of the first. A 2-out rally as Billy Howard steps in now, trying to plate home that third run.
And what a big way to get this started if you're the PSCL All-Stars. They've just stolen all the momentum right now, especially with the power ace on the mound.
Howard gets jammed. It's a little pop to Amavisca. He'll catch it on a fly for out number 3. But the All-Stars score 2 on a double from Tyler Priest. They lead it 2-0. Power will come up and hit when we return. Welcome back. The All-Stars took a 2-0 lead in the top half of the first. Nash Walker alongside Evan Schmeiser here on the 4th of July as the Power come up for their first at-bats of the game in an early deficit. It's 2-0. And here's the first pitch from Trevor Eby up high on Torrey Sweet. And Torrey's really found his stride recently, Evan.
Well, there's absolutely no doubt about it. He was a relatively latecomer to this Power roster, but he started off red hot, hitting .370, OPS well over 900.
Loops that one out to right, and it tails foul, 1-1.
Yeah, 1 triple to his credit, 7 RBIs. I mean, he's done it all. A big stolen bases guy. He's stolen 8 bags so far this season.
So 1-1 on Sweet from Eby. And Eby leads the PSCL in strikeouts. Pitching for that A's club. And that's a breaking ball up high, 2-1 on Sweet. Eby, a 1.17 ERA in 23 innings, and he struck out 38 of the 88 batters he's faced this year. Just incredible numbers.
Well, there's no doubt about it. Really interesting matchup. The PSCL leader in strikeouts going against the power leader in strikeouts. Probably only see one inning from Trevor Eby, especially with playoffs coming around just on Wednesday, trying to keep those arms fresh. But an excellent opportunity nonetheless, Nash, especially facing some higher level competition.
Good slider there. Gets a called strike 2. Here's the 2-2. And it's high, so a full count. And a good at-bat here for Sweet to lead off the power half of the first.
Well, I'll say this for Eby. I want to see him be aggressive in this strike zone, especially after your guys stage you to an early 2-0 lead. Make Sweet earn his way on by throwing a fastball.
3-2, hit out toward third and foul.
You know, what do I know, Nash? You went with the breaking ball there, but it was a pretty good one down in the zone. Frankly, if you're the power right here, you need some kind of answer back. Even if you don't score, get a couple base runners, hit something sharply. You know, the guys that paid to be out here, and frankly, it's ended up punching you in the mouth going up 2-0.
Sweet gets jammed, little blooper to first. It's caught for out number 1. Billy Howard's over there right near the bag. Squeezes the leather and 1 up, 1 down.
Well, can't ask for any better start than that if you're the PSCL squad, along with Trevor Eby on the mound. Good at bat there by Torrey Sweet, but ultimately get a broken bat and a weak pop up to first base.
Isaiah Alvarez steps in. Got the night off on Saturday.
Alvarez hitting 240 so far in the power, another relatively late comer after leading Point Loma to the national championship tournament.
Has got on base quite a bit. And called strike, it's 0-1. In the field for the All-Stars, Ty Chapman at third, Goldsberry at short as that ball's hit high into right field and just lands foul. It's a long strike for Alvarez and it's an 0-2 count. And he might have gone for 3 there, Evan, down the first baseline.
Alvarez runs super well. Team leader in stolen bases with 9, even though he's only played about maybe 60% of the games compared to some of the other guys. And you know, Nash, that ball really traveled well in the right field line. Probably the first game that I've worked where I've seen the wind is blowing straight out to right field. That could be a big factor, frankly.
All-Stars defense, Crystal in left, Fleece in center, and Mejia in right. Ty Chapman at third, Goldsberry at short, Priest at second, Howard at first, and it's Julio Vasquez behind the plate, catching for Eby. Here's the 0-2. Chopped out towards short. Picked up on a hop. Goldsberry makes the throw. He got him. 6-3 for out number 2, and that brings up Emmanuel Dean.
Now batting the right fielder, number 36, Emmanuel Dean.
Emmanuel Dean's hitting 421 with the power. Another relatively late comer to the group. 11 RBIs to his credit among the team leaders. 2 doubles, 1 triple.
Comes up here with 2 down. In the bottom of the first, PSCL All-Stars leading it 2-0. That's popped up high toward first base.
Like
twirling a bit and unable to make the catch out there is Howard.
As we've said throughout the season, a lot of room down the line. It's one of those balls. Honestly, I'm surprised that it stayed in play with the way the wind is blowing.
So new life for Dean with 2 down here in the bottom of the first. Power working with an early deficit here. A couple of hits. 2-run double from Tyler Priest in the top half of the first put the All-Stars up by a pair. Here's the 0-1. Foul back 0-2. Eby doing a nice job getting inside on these righties, Evan.
Oh, that's big, Nash. It's really good, especially if you have a really good fastball. Going inside with a fastball really sets up your off-speed pitches if you're going to go down and away. Because it lets the hitter know that, hey, that he doesn't own that inside part of the plate. It really changes the whole dynamic of the game.
So they have Eby listed as the first inning starter, and that's a called strike 3. 1-2-3 first for Emmanuel Dean. For Trevor Eby. And the All-Stars lead it 2-0. We'll head to the second. You're listening to 4th of July Baseball. Cristal, Vasquez, and Chapman due up in the top half of the second for the All-Stars. They lead it 2-0, Evan, after a 2-run double in the first from Priest. And the Power go down 1-2-3 in the bottom half.
Yeah, Nash, to be putting it lightly to say that the All-Stars have all the momentum right now. Not just with that big 2-run double from Tyler Priest, but especially Trevor Eby going out on the mound in this electric atmosphere and recording a shutdown inning.
So Cristal will lead it off against Phillips, and he dribbles that foul to Mazzetti. So it's 1-1. Cristal for the North Stars this year, 12 for 29, hitting a light .414 with an OPS over 1,000. Feels like every single guy in this lineup, Evan, OPS north of 1,000. Extremely high batting averages.
Yeah, well, Nash, this is going to help with having a high OPS when you're batting over 400 on the season.
And that's hit out towards second. It'll get through for another hit. Third hit of the game for the All-Stars, and Cristal's aboard here with nobody out in the top of the second.
Boy, and Cristal didn't try to do too much of that pitch. He got a breaking ball. Phillips probably left it a little bit more over the middle of the plate than he would have preferred. And Cristal put a real good swing on it. He stayed on top of the ball. He hit it right back where it was pitched through the middle. Great piece of hitting, and frankly, these PSCL All-Stars, they're hitting Phillips around a little bit early.
And here's a guy I've really enjoyed watching in the PSCL, Julio Vasquez. He's caught a lot for the Grizzly. He's done it all for them. He's 11 for 29 with 3 doubles, a triple, and a homer. He's been solid defensively, hitting .379, on-base percentage above 500, OPS near 1,200. He's been just terrific for the Grizzly, and he comes up here with nobody out and a runner at first.
Nash, if Julio's parents are watching back home, they're going to... You couldn't have said anything more good about it right there. That was impressive. But honestly, these All-Stars, especially from what we've seen so far, they have more than earned their way into this All-Star group.
It's 2-0 All-Stars over the Power, setting the tone early. And that is down and away, 1-0. They've spit on some tough pitches here, Evan, as well.
Well, that curveball is going really good for Phillips early in that first inning, but I think part of it might be he's thrown it several times. That ball gets away.
Throw away. It's up the line. Cristal gains second, thinks about third, but he'll hold up. And a runner in scoring position now in the top of the second for the All-Stars with nobody down.
Yeah, definitely an opportunity for these All-Stars to try and manufacture a run perhaps with a man on second, nobody out. And Nash, we've said this so many times. Even pitchers with excellent control. We've seen so many balls thrown away down the right field line when they're just going to check on the runner at first. It's remarkable. It really is. Whether it's the PSCL or power games or power opposition.
So 1-0 on Vasquez, and he hits that one toward right field, twirling foul and out of play.
Well, that's an excellent swing right there from Vasquez, and the right idea, trying to go the opposite field and get Cristal over the third base. Getting a third run here would be really, really big.
Vasquez, 7 walks, 6 strikeouts in 37 plate appearances. And has an opportunity to give the All-Stars a 3-0 lead here in the second. Nobody down. Cristal leading off second. Phillips checks on the runner and does more than a peek.
Cristal's getting a really aggressive lead. He's stolen 7 bases so far this season. I'd be surprised to see him take off here with nobody out, but it's good to make the pitcher think about you on the bases because that's less attention he can pay on the hitters.
Phillips got a handful of whiffs in the first on that breaking ball, and he gets a called strike there on Vasquez to get ahead 1-2. That's a fastball in, and the count's even up at 2.
That was a good fastball right there. I think he caught Vasquez a little bit by surprise, especially after setting him up with so many breaking balls. He just missed his spot a little bit.
2-2 count on Julio Vasquez with Cristal leading off second and Ty Chapman on deck. That is outside. Good take.
Nash, we have our Navy veteran in the house making his way through the concourse throughout our first pitch tonight. The crowd was absolutely electric welcoming him onto the field, and especially my dad serving in Vietnam, it chills, but the good kind of chills.
Full count on Vasquez, and Kristoff is forced back to second on a bluff throw. Two nothing All-Stars, top of the second. Julio Vasquez, full count. Phillips comes home, hit out into the hole at second. Kristoff moves up to third, and runners at the corners now with nobody out, Evan.
You know, Nash, it goes to show that really good things can happen when you're able to put the ball in play. That was a relatively tough breaking ball there from Carson Phillips. Vasquez did a great job, though. He kept his hands back. He put the ball in play. Still put good wood on the ball, and he found a hole.
So here's Ty Chapman. With runners at first and third, nobody out. All-Stars lead it 2-0 in the top of the second. Chapman in the 9-hole today fouls that back, going 1. Playing for the Haymakers this year, 15 for 38, a .395 batting average, on-base percentage at .500.
And OPS just south of 900, Nash. Man, you talk about a stacked 1 through 9 so far in this opening lineup. This will probably be the group we see for the first 3 innings. And you know what, Nash? Nothing would make all these hitters happier than what they're seeing right now. Lots and lots of hits, because you know what that means? It means more chances for them.
Off-speed pitch, and it's 0-2. Phillips trying to work out of another jam here in the top of the second inning with nobody out. Runners at the corners, already trailing 2-0. That's hit toward right. On a line, caught out there. Runner's going to tag. Here's the throw at the plate. Mazzetti.
Oh my goodness.
And he's safe. It's a sacrifice fly.
Jeez.
And the All-Stars take a 3-0 lead here in the second.
Man, you talk about a bang-bang play. Good piece of hitting there from Chad with the sacrifice fly. Really strong throw from Emmanuel Dean, and Nash, why wouldn't Crystal slide there? He was almost out. He would have made it easily if he slid. But he caught a break.
It is 3-0, All-Stars over the Power. And the lineup will flip over now for William Fleece, who led off the game with a looking strikeout. He'll come up here with Vasquez at first. So nice job by Chapman to get that ball in the air and allow the run to score, Evan, from third.
Well, there's absolutely no doubt about it, and really good piece of hitting. Just manufacturing this third run on the board. I mean, the Power are in a significant hole right now. They trail 3-0 to a team who's, frankly, they're playing with house money with nothing to lose. They're having fun, frankly.
First pitch breaking ball called strike on Fleece. I think the second half of this lineup, 4 through 6, will give their starters a shake of the hand for the work they've done against Carson Phillips. That one's up the middle, chance at 2. Just take the out at first, and it is out number 3. So the Power get out of it.
Was it, though?
I thought it was out 2, out number 2 on my book.
there were 2 outs.
Yeah, no. There's going to be some chatter here, but
no one seems to disagree with it. I don't think we missed a batter, but yeah, I guess we're going to the bottom of the second.
okay. All-Stars lead it 3-0, and we'll head to the bottom half of the second when we return. So, folks, we have a scoring change. On the tag, they said Crystal took off too early, and he was called out. So it's a 2-0 game. The All-Stars are in the lead, and that's why the third out was confusing for Evan and I.
It was very, very confusing. You know, even that whole process was very strange. Normally, if you're the pitcher and you're going to appeal on a tag play, you go back to the mound, you step off, then you toss over. For any youngster listening, that's how you do it. Whatever happened right there, that's not how you're supposed to do it.
Joey Mazzetti stepping in now, the power catcher, and that's a big shift in this game, Evan. It's 2-0 instead of 3-0.
Well, it definitely is. Not only is a major break on the scoreboard, but finally the power really gets something that was able to go their way. And frankly, they're looking for any kind of momentum, because it's been all PSCL All-Stars so far.
So it was first and third, nobody out. The All-Stars unable to cash in. And Carson Phillips escapes that jam. It'll be Madrigal coming out now out of the All-Stars bullpen. We'll have some shifting, some changing all night long. We'll do our best to keep you on top of it. Madrigal, 19 innings pitched, a 2.37 ERA this year for the Blue Sox, and 25 strikeouts in 19 innings.
You know, Nash, that's just a different way of saying he's been excellent.
2-0, down and away on Mazzetti, and it's a 3-0 count. We'll circle that play, Evan, as a potential game changer here in the early innings.
You know, Nash, I was using pen. You can't exactly wipe away the run scoring when you use a pen and scribble it in. I'll have to remember.
Here's a 3-0 on Joey, and that's a called strike. Well, it's hard to convey how good Joey Mazzetti's been this year. Hitting 400 with an OPS over 1,100 and 50 plate appearances. He's caught, he's pitched.
He's played third base, too. I think
played
one
third.
night he played every position in a game.
3-1. Inside, it's a leadoff walk.
No, frankly, with Mazzetti, this is the best time to face him with nobody on base. He leads the team in RBIs with 18.
So a walk for Mazzetti, and Spencer Dickinson will step in for the first time.
To the third baseman, Spencer Dickinson.
And Dickinson, in his last 2 games for the Power, is 4 for 4. With a double, 3 runs driven in. Got off to a little bit of a slow start upon his promotion, but since he's really stung the ball. Fouls that one off down the first baseline. It's 0-1.
You know, I bet this is he feels really motivated right now. This Dickinson at the plate. He's facing off against the PSCL guys. One of those players who was called up. He's been tearing up the PSCL. Boy, they love nothing more than to show these guys exactly why. Yeah, he's not only an all-star, but he's on the power.
We wondered if Dickinson, others would play for the Power or the All-Stars, and Spencer is in the Power lineup tonight. Swing and a miss. It's 0-2.
Frankly, if you're Madrigal, boy, they love nothing more than to strike him out.
All-Stars
he'll
leading.
take a double play too.
All-Stars leading it 2-0 here in the bottom of the second. Mazzetti at first, and that's down in the dirt. Ball gets away. Mazzetti goes for second. The throw is late. So Joey Mazzetti advances. Looked like a pass ball.
I would think wild pitch. It's a tougher breaking ball. Those curveballs are much tougher to block. They're spinning all sorts of ways once they hit the dirt. Good base running from Mazzetti nonetheless. I mean, Vasquez popped onto it pretty quickly, but Mazzetti, not the fastest guy in the world, but when you have great instinct and good anticipation, you make up for it.
1-2. Hit down the first baseline and out of play for Dickinson. So staying alive here with 2 strikes.
Yeah, we've seen a few good breaking balls already from Madrigal going down and away in the zone. I'd love to see him come back with a fastball on the inner half, even if he just wants to back Dickinson up.
Mazzetti leads off second. 1-2. All-Stars lead at 2-0 in the bottom of the second inning. Dickinson, 1-2 from Madrigal, and it's high, 2-2.
It's not a bad idea trying to elevate a fastball there, but I'd still really love to see him go inside. You know, Nash, I've said it a few times, but frankly, you go outside for show and you go inside for dough. Even the big leagues, that's what separates the chumps from the all-stars.
2-2 on Dickinson, hit toward the middle, and the runner was
Got time
on his way. Here's the play to first. They got him. So Goldsberry makes the play. He was striding towards second to check on the runner, but makes the play on a backhand, and there's one down.
Yeah, it almost looked like he was changing directions on a hit and run, saying get a man over at first base. Nice job from Goldsberry. Either way, though, especially knowing his base runner, he had times able to gather himself and salvage an out on that play.
Mazzetti moves up to third, one out. On the ground out from Dickinson, and that brings up Evan Berkey, the shortstop. First pitch on Evan is fouled back.
And Berkey, he's been steady as it goes. That's probably the best way to describe him. Hitting .308. This is only the 7th game he's played for the Power. 1 double, 4 RBIs to his credit. Only 4 strikeouts so far this season in 28 plate appearances.
That's fouled back. It's 0-2. So Madrigal gets ahead of Berkey with the runner at third.
And if you're the Power, you need to put a ball in play right here if you're Berkey. Ground ball to the middle infield. The All-Stars are glad they can see the run leading 2-1. Just get some little bit of momentum on your side. Have something else good happen for you.
Madrigal on Berkey. Here's the 0-2. Breaking ball. Called strike 3. A delayed call and a big strikeout for Madrigal. There's 2 down. Mazzetti's still over at third.
Yeah, I got some eyes from the crowd. Evan Berkey even had a few words for the home plate umpire after the fact. It was a late call nonetheless, but it's still a great idea from Madrigal going with a breaking ball along the inner half. Man, that's probably the only times I've ever seen a power hitter have words for the umpire.
It's a competitive.
He was friendly about it too. I'll give him credit, but he still had a few words for him.
Competitive ball game tonight. All-Stars lead it 2-0. Bottom of the second. Here's Josh Hernandez and takes inside ball 1. So Madrigal gets a big strikeout for out number 2. Mazzetti over at third. Josh Hernandez trying to come up with a big 2-out hit here. That pitch is in there for a strike, a fastball. Josh on the season hitting .333, solid .867 OPS, 6 walks, 10 strikeouts.
I don't think he was taking that first strike all the way, but definitely an opportunity here for Hernandez. Wow,
that ball gets away. Here comes Mazzetti. He'll score easily. The Power cut into the lead. It's 2-1.
Wow, you talk about an unbelievable break there for the Power. It wasn't a bad curveball by any means. It just went right through the 5-hole of Julio Vasquez. Not sure if that'll go down as a wild pitch or a pass ball, but especially down at the bottom of the order, man, that's what the doctor ordered if you're the Power.
So 2-1 now on Hernandez. The run is in to score. Bases are empty, but it's a 2-1 game. The All-Stars lead it over the Power here in the bottom of the second. And that pitch is low, 3-1.
And it looks like that will go down officially as a pass ball, thanks to our stellar analytics crew. This time Hammer's on the case.
So 3-1 on Josh. Left-handed hitter Josh Hernandez, been a steady force in this Power lineup. Swings and misses. It's 3-2.
Frankly, if Madrigal feels confident, I'd go with an off-speed pitch right here. Hernandez was way out in front of that fastball, so I think you definitely want to speed up his bat again with something slow.
Here's the payoff. Swing and a miss. He got him. So 2 strikeouts for Madrigal in the inning, back-to-back, but a wild pitch sandwiched in between allowed Joey Mazzetti to score, and the All-Stars lead it 2-1. We'll go to the third when we return. We're back for the third inning. The All-Stars will come up and hit, and it'll be Goldsberry, Schwalbach, and Mejia for the second time seeing Carson Phillips. All-Stars lead it 2-1 here on a 2-run double from Priest in the first. They're out-hitting the power 4-0, Evan.
Oh, absolutely, and I wonder how they'll do second time through the order against Phillips, especially. They saw him pretty well his first time up. Several bits of good contact and balls hit well.
That's popped up on the first pitch. High to right field. Easy play and caught for out number 1. So Goldsberry's retired and a much needed quick out there from Phillips.
Oh boy, the way these All-Stars, this first platoon, have been hitting him around. Like, Phillips needed a quick out like that just to try and settle in.
So here's Schwalbach, who struck out swinging in the first. And he'll come up with 1 down against Phillips. All-Stars lead it 2-1 in the top of the third. That's hit high to left. Similar play the other way, and an easy catch for out number 2.
Wow, that's what the doctor ordered for Phillips. 2 back-to-back first pitch outs. My goodness. I mean, I assume if you're Mejia, you're going to have to take a pitch just to try and make Phillips sweat a little.
Batting number 9, Jacob Mejia.
So here's Jacob Mejia, who walked, came around to score on that Priest double. And there's 2 down. First pitch in there for a strike on Phillips. Looks like he's settling in.
Well, Nash, he's only thrown 3 pitches this inning. There are already 2 outs. Like, my goodness, those pitches were decent pitches, but baseball's funny sometimes. But
1-1 takes a ball.
This would be a huge shutdown inning for Phillips in the power. You were gift wrapped a run with the pass ball. You still haven't recorded a hit yet, and chance to try and put a 0 already.
Called strike 2. It's 1-2 with 2 down here in the top of the third. Could be a quick one for Phillips. Still got work to do on Mejia, who's been one of the best hitters in the PSCL this year. And that's hit out towards second. Couple of hops for Richie. Makes the play. It's a 1-2-3 third inning. All-Stars still lead it 2-1. Power will come up and hit in the home half of the third when we return. Steed Outler on to pitch now for the All-Stars. They have a 2-1 lead here in the third. It's been a tight ball game.
Number 15, Anthony Angel Jr.
Through 2.5, and it'll be Anthony Angel Jr. stepping in against Outler, who's been great for the Snowbirds this year. And a first pitch breaking ball down and away, 1-0. 19 innings for the Snowbirds, a 0.47 ERA, just one earned run. It was on a homer. And other than that, Outler, no runs allowed. Swing and a miss from Anthony. And it's 0-2 on Angel. Outler, 22 strikeouts, 5 walks, and 19 innings of work. Breaking ball down in the dirt. Good take from Angel.
Yeah, and actually, it goes without saying, Outler's been excellent at the plate, too, for what it's worth. I don't think we'll see him in the lineup tonight. So many players to get through, but he's hitting 385 this season.
Wow.
I like two-way players.
1-2 on Anthony. Got the end of his bat, and it's fouled off. Those are the type of players who make a difference in next week's playoffs. Having guys you can rely on the mound
Pitching
and
will be everything.
in the box.
It'll absolutely be everything. It'll all come down to depth.
Somebody I think of is Johnny Young for the Bombers, and I think we'll see him tonight. Swing and a miss on Angel. There'll be a throw down from Vasquez for out number 1. So 4 strikeouts for All-Stars pitchers tonight so far. For Outler, fastball, curveball. Sits around 80 on the fastball, but very good command. And you saw it in that at-bat. Got Angel to wave and miss for out number 1 as Amavisca steps in. All-Stars up 2-1 in this game. That pitch is outside on Richie in his first at-bat here in the third inning.
Amavisca's hitting 282 this season. 3 doubles to his credit. Another guy who's played both ways. Frankly, I'm sure he's really, really motivated. Ooh, he went down to one knee on that breaking ball. Wow.
Had him way out in front. It's 1-1.
You talk about a nasty breaking ball. Already got a strikeout, and he just made Amavisca look really silly.
So 1-1 with 1 out on Richie. And that's outside. Good take. 2-1.
And then, as we mentioned already, pitching, we talked about that pregame show. It's going to come down to pitching as far as how competitive these PSCL All-Stars are going to be. And so far, through not quite 3 innings yet, all 3 guys have been excellent.
Richie pops it up. Short right field. 3 runners collapse. And the catch!
Oh, wow!
Unbelievable catch from Priest in right field.
Man, what a play!
The second baseman goes out there. And Priest, who drove in the 2 runs with a double, makes an unbelievable catch in right field. Wow.
You know, Nash, that ball is hit right in that little triangle of no man's land behind the first base bag. Priest had an unbelievably long way to go from the second base position. And talk about laying out full extension, making that great catch.
Unbelievable. And now 2 down for Torrey Sweet. The All-Stars bringing the gloves out here, Evan.
Nash, you talk about bringing this crowd to its feet.
First pitch on Sweet in there for a strike. So good start from Outler, gets the strikeout on Angel. An unbelievable catch from Priest. And now ahead in the count on Torrey Sweet. Swing and a miss, 0-2. Breaking ball again.
And Outler was even flickering his gloves like, hey, give me that ball back. I'm ready to throw again.
And got to think it's tough, Evan, to see so many different pitchers. Different arm slots, different stuff.
I was just about to say, Nash, you're on it.
0-2, breaking ball in the dirt. And Sweet thought about it, but did not go.
Yeah, there's no time to really settle in with this new pitcher because you're going to see a new guy at the very least every single inning, especially Outler's curveball. Only maybe 3, 4, or 5 guys are going to see, and it's nasty.
1-2 on Torrey Sweet. With 2 down, that's outside, 2-2. All-Stars lead it 2-1 in the bottom of the third over the power. Nobody on.
Man, what a night, Nash. More people are still filing in as we go along. You know, we do have Dodger fans in the Valley.
That is low, so Sweet battles back and gets it full at 3-2.
And Nash, 4-man umpire crew. I think it's the first time for a power game we've had that all season. And they're all, let's see, one umpire is wearing blue, another is wearing white, another with red.
That's hit out to right, falling fast, And it'll get down for a hit.
Oh, they're
Sweet's
getting
thinking 2 right out of the box. Here's the throw. He's safe. It's a double for Torrey Sweet with 2 outs. And the tying run is in scoring position.
Yeah, good way to get the first hit of the night if you're the Power. Wasn't it all that hard? Sweet picked a good spot. Mejia was a tiny bit casual going after that ball in right field. It took a weird hop bouncing away from him. Boy, that's aggressive base running from Torrey Sweet. Putting himself in scoring position to try to tie this game.
Alvarez will have a chance to drive in the tying run as the Power trail 2-1 to the All-Stars here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. And Alvarez grounded out to short in his first plate appearance. Face off against Steed Outler. First pitch from Outler, foul back into the crowd. Nice catch with the bare hands.
Yes. Ricocheted off the screen, fell perfectly into his lap. He hardly had to move.
So 0-1 on Isaiah, with Sweet leading off second, and that was just an unbelievable catch from Tyler Priest. And they got him in a rundown.
Sweet got himself picked off. Let's see if they can execute.
So back to second, they make the tag. Nicely done by the All-Stars for out number 3. So 2-1, All-Stars lead the Power, and we'll head to the 4th.
Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you back into Palm Springs Stadium. We're just about set for the top of the 4th inning, and we're also ready for a big string of substitutions, so we'll keep you up to date on that. So Nathan Beckley, Caden Stillwell, Cade Yusui are the first 3 scheduled hitters. Beckley's going to be batting in Tyler Priest's spot in the 5th spot of the lineup, so 5, 6, 7 due up. Carson Phillips back out for his 4th inning of work as the All-Stars lead it 2-1. I can't say enough, guys. It is packed here in Palm Springs Stadium. We're expecting upwards of 7,000 fans. And especially, they're all going to stay for the big fireworks show afterwards. And if they're anything like opening night, my goodness, they were completely unreal. It's Beckley facing a 1-1 count. Make that 1-2. Good-looking breaking ball there from Carson Phillips. And if anyone's wondering about Nash Walker, he'll be back in just a moment. Had to step out for a little bit. Here's the 1-2 to Beckley. That's foul tipped into the glove of Joey Mazzetti. So one quick out for Carson Phillips here in the 4th.
Someone take my broadcast spot, Evan?
You know, hey guys, Nash returned. For a moment I had a shorter Nash sitting next to me. He was very well behaved though. But it is good to have the original back in town. So that'll bring Caden Stillwell up to the plate. And he'll bat for Billy Howard.
Yeah, Howard hopped out to second in his first plate appearance. And it does seem like Phillips has found his stuff here. That's up and away, called a strike.
Stillwell's hitting .367 this season for the Snowbirds. 8 stolen bases to his credit. Boy, everyone in the league really likes to run. 3 doubles, 5 RBIs.
That pitch is in, 2-1. So 2-1, 1 out. All-Stars lead it 2-1. Here in the 4th, this game has buzzed along.
You know, Nash, it's really excellent to see so far. I was just talking to our young friend about this. Right now, all the subs, it looks like it, they are in the spot where the way they're originally given to us before the game.
We'd love to see that.
That makes our lives so much easier. That 2-2's in the dirt, 3-2 the count.
Yeah, full now on Stillwell. You've seen Phillips getting some deep counts tonight, Evan. And
we have. It's un-Phillips-like. I know he's only walked one man tonight, but usually he hardly ever puts anyone on base.
3-2. Low. Ball 4. Nice walk from Stillwell. So it's a 1-out free pass. And that'll bring up Cade Yasui, who we've seen play just a tremendous left field in the PSCL, Evan.
It seems like every time I'm working a Grizzly game, it just seems like Cade Yasui does something that stands out, whether it's playing left field, making a nice play, or making something happen at the plate.
Takes a ball here with a runner over at first and 1 out. All-Stars lead it 2-1.
No wonder he's hitting .417. When you play really well in the field, you know, you're going to be talked about a few times.
Stillwell leads off a first. Here's the 1-0. In there for a strike, up and away on the fastball from Phillips.
Yeah, pitcher's pitch right there. Frankly, if I'm the lefty Yasui, I'm looking out there, out over the plate with the fastball. The pattern's been a curveball to the inside half, fastball to the outside half, especially with the lefties up.
1-1 breaking ball, called strike 2, nasty. Backdoor breaking ball.
Cade Yasui not happy with that call. I mean, frankly, that's a pitcher's pitch to say the least.
So 1-2 now with 1 out on Yasui. Phillips comes home. That's hit toward first, but foul.
And Nash, the wind is really gusting right now. It's really blowing from left to right. It looks like it's still a little bit out towards right field. So Nash, we've seen a few balls carry well to right. So if a guy can get one up in the air, we might see a home run.
1-2 on Yasui. Outside, 2-2.
Nash, I still haven't seen a home run in person.
Tonight could be your night. Well, the Power haven't hit any home runs as a team.
Well, there is that. That'll make it tough for someone like me with my wishes.
They've won 12 in a row.
They have. Last time they lost was June 10th.
But with no home runs.
No home runs. I mean, there's a lot of room in this ballpark, and especially at night, the ball doesn't travel quite as well.
As a team on the season, they've given up. I'm looking at the PSCL. PSCL's hit 24 home runs. That pitch just misses 3. No, late called third strike.
Where did that come from?
Very late. And 2 strikeouts in the inning now for Phillips as Yasui's down looking.
Oh, that's my surprise.
2 down now for Drake Bicknell. Drake, part of a Lumberjacks heart of the order that's been terrific this year.
Well, it seems like everybody in that Lumberjacks lineup, Nash, is just off the charts. Hitting .385 is Bicknell, 8 RBIs, no extra base hits yet. Another one of those guys who's walked just as much as he struck out.
Fly ball to right, caught on the run for out number 3. So a scoreless top of the 4th for Carson Phillips, leaves a runner aboard. The All-Stars still lead at 2-1. Power will come up and hit when we return, and they'll face off against Bridger Holmes. New pitcher on for the All-Stars. They lead it 2-1. It's Bridger Holmes.
I can't say enough about Bridger Holmes, one of the big aces for the A's, led by manager Don Bray. Second in the entire league in strikeouts with 37. He only trails by 1 to his teammate Trevor Eby, who we saw start the game tonight. Opposition only hitting 173 against Bridger. So, even for the fourth inning, another excellent guy to throw out there for an inning.
New defensive alignment. Bowie's out in right, Kielbasa in center, Yasui in left with Xander Bretz at third, Stillwell at short, Hillman Truss at second, Levi Hall at first, and now Drake Bignell is behind the plate catching Bridger Holmes, who's behind in the count 2-0.
Nash, I think we about covered it. A clean platoon swap the first time around. We have one more of those coming up. It should be going into the seventh inning. We see the third wave come through.
2-0, Alvarez hit out to second. Played on a couple hops by Stillwell, throws out the runner. Excuse me, that was Truss fielding the grounder. And scoring 4-3.
Number 36, the right fielder, Emmanuel Dean.
So one down now for Emmanuel Dean. Nobody aboard. The Power trail 2-1 to the PSCL All-Stars.
And Nash, we said it one time before, but they're only seeing a guy for one inning is this power lineup. So it just makes it so much more difficult all the time, seeing a different arm slot, different kind of movement on pitches, different velocity. And you can't get comfortable if you're a hitter.
Breaking ball, swinging a miss, and that's where the whiffs have come for Bridger Holmes. That breaking ball, a slider, nasty action on that pitch, especially to right-handed hitters.
Oh my goodness, he's been almost unhittable with right-handed batters, frankly.
0-1 on Emmanuel Dean, who struck out looking in his first plate appearance.
This is truly turned into a pitcher's duel, Nash.
Swing and a miss, that breaking ball again. Dean's out on his front foot, 0-2.
Dean's not picking up that breaking ball right now. And the shadow's been a factor so far early in this game. One of the rare times where we're not starting exactly at 7, so the way the canyons are and everything else with the ballpark, the pitch is starting in the sunlight and then it's going in and out of shadows. Even now, it's still a little bit, the shadows haven't completely come over the full length from home plate to the pitcher's mound.
0-2 on Emmanuel Dean. Another breaking ball. He thought about it. Good try from Holmes. It's 1-2.
Yeah, it's a really good idea. He got 2 whiffs on pitches exactly like that, so why not go back to the well? Now might be a good time for a fastball. Maybe elevate one to try and get a chase.
1-2, 1 out. Bottom of the fourth. All-Stars lead the Power 2-1. Here's the 1-2. Inside, 2-2.
Well, not a bad idea trying to get it out on the inside part of the plate. And a good job from Dean to work it back from an 0-2 to a 2-2 count. But frankly, if you're Bridger Holmes, you have a good fastball, you have good secondary pitches, make Dean earn his way on.
2-2, 1 out. Here's the pitch. Outside again. Good take, 3-2.
All right, well, you need to go with a fastball in the strike zone right here. Last thing you want to do is walk him in, especially a guy like Dean. He runs the bases very well, and you're getting to the heart of this power lineup, especially with Mazzetti and Dickinson waiting over there in the Wims.
3-2 count on Dean. The payoff. Swing and a miss. Fastball. Tied him up. Holmes gets his first strikeout. There's 2 down with nobody on.
Man, Holmes pulled a little extra on that fastball right there, and Nash, just like I said before, he showed a lot of stuff on the outside part of the plate, but he found the dome with a good fastball on the inside half.
So here's Joey Mazzetti, who walked and scored on a wild pitch for the Power's lone run of the game.
Only 1 hit so far for the Power with 2 outs here in the 4th inning. Just staggering to see.
Joey, the catcher tonight, and that's a breaking ball outside, 1-0. All-Stars lead it 2-1 here in the bottom of the 4th on Independence Day. Night we've been excited about all year.
Nash, is your hometown have any fun Independence Day traditions, or your family?
We used to go up north back when I was young.
To Canada?
Play some northern Minnesota, yeah. Play
Canada.
Play some bags and golf and get out on the lake.
Oh, lake. I like lakes.
How about you guys?
Well, we have an interesting tradition back on the ocean. So in my hometown, we're right on Islandtown, right on the Jersey Shore. We go from 10,000 residents during the off season to about 300,000 during the summer. We're up to 500,000 Independence Day weekend, and everyone's just mobbed on the beach and the boardwalk. We have a big barge out in the ocean, and they're just shooting up fireworks like crazy.
Wow!
It really compares well to a big league ball game. So some might say it's even better.
That's upstairs. Mazzetti takes his second walk.
Can't say I blame him. Mazzetti's just been unreal at the plate. And they faced him twice with nobody on base, so you can't ask for a better time to face the team leader in RBIs.
So Joey's aboard with 2 outs, and that'll bring up Dickinson, who grounded out to short in his first at-bat.
Spencer Dickinson.
You know, Nash, I've said it a few times, you've stood next to Mazzetti, haven't you? That's a massive human being.
He is, and he can do it all. Big enough to catch. And Dickinson check swing foul at the plate. It's 0-1.
Nash, how dare you disrespect the short catchers out there?
The short kings, they call them.
Yeah, the catchers are pretty tall these days in the big leagues.
So 0-1 on Dickinson. With 2 down, and Mazzetti at first. And Joey been tough on the bases this year, too.
Well, he is a very smart base runner. That is definitely saying something. We saw it already. Advancing second on a wild pitch and scoring on a pass ball. He's shown us those good instincts.
7 for 7 in steal attempts for Mazzetti as Dickinson falls behind 0-2. All-Stars lead it 2-1 here. Bottom of the 4th, Nash Walker, Evan Schmeiser.
You know, Nash, I see what you're trying to lead me in right there. I didn't even realize he stole 7 bases this year. You know, it goes to show. Smart, good base running is much better than speed.
Nasty breaking ball, and Dickinson half swing. He went around at strike 3. Couple of strikeouts and a scoreless 4th for Bridger Holmes. And we'll go to the 5th. All-Stars still lead it 2-1.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're all set for the top of the 5th inning here in Palm Springs Stadium. Evan Schmeiser, joined by Nash Walker. And we're in the middle of the pitchers duel next. The PSCL guys been excellent so far in their single innings of work, and Phillips has really settled in nicely.
Absolutely. We've seen some tough 2-strike pitches and quite a few swings and misses tonight.
So Hillman Truss batting in the 9th spot is our first scheduled hitter. Ryan Kielbasa, Dylan Bowie were the first 3 men coming to the plate. Hillman Truss, frankly, another one of those excellent bats in that Lumberjacks lineup, hitting 360 OPS just south of 1,000, 9 RBIs, 2 doubles so far this year.
Yeah, and don't expect a ton of drop-off from this first lineup. The PSCL has been deep this year with a lot of good players, a lot of good hitters, especially a lot of good pitchers.
Oh, next, even just with these batting averages and other numbers so far, this is the second wave we're talking about. Like, the numbers are right there with the first guys. It's very impressive to see just the depth. A ball, 2 strikes the count. Phillips able to work ahead quickly. He's still with the 1-2. Another breaking ball. It's on the count, second base side. Mavis coupled it. Plenty of time over the first. 1 quick out. He has settled in really well.
He set down 8 of his last 9.
So to the top of the order go to bring up Ryan Kielbasa, hitting in William Fleece's spot. Kielbasa, right now the current center fielder, will probably stay out there for the next 2 innings. So he'll dig in with 1 out here in the top of the 5th. PSL All-Stars lead it 2-1. Put up 2 runs in their half of the first inning to really get things started. Big 2-run double from Tyler Priest. And that's the offense. And we just heard a majorly loud set of fireworks that didn't sound all that far away.
I'm sure there's some angst to keep Bridger Holmes in the game. He looks so good, but this is an all-star game, and everybody's going to get their time.
I go with everybody. That's on the ground. Angel Jr. up with it, and a quick 2 outs here in the 5th.
Yeah, Phillips has looked really good. Frankly, since that single from Vasquez in the 2nd that put runners at 1st and 3rd. Just kind of rolling through this lineup right now.
I'll bring up Dylan Bowie. He's hitting the 2nd spot in Stephen Goldsberry's place. Hitting 400 this year with the Snowbirds. 1 double, 4 RBIs. A whopping 10 stolen bases towards the league leaders. That's inside, ball 1. Phillips going to the breaking ball early and often.
And you mentioned it, Evan. We've seen a lot of steals in the PSCL, but the Power are 53 for 56 in stolen base attempts this year.
And you talk about efficient. Another breaking ball. That one in there for strike 1. Boy, Phillips has really been impressive since that first inning. He's only scattered 4 hits. Only a couple of walks. Just not much offense from the PSCL guys since that first. So that's low 2-1. Looks like the cloud or the shadows have completely settled in here in Palm Springs Stadium. The sun has settled in behind that beautiful canyon right behind home plate. It's still awesome seeing the sunlight on the canyon out in center field. That's it, foul. Look around the stands. Quickly 2-2.
Yeah, Phillips has done such a nice job, especially since that tough first inning of getting in on these righties again and finding his spot in there. That's why he leads this team in strikeouts. It's why he's been one of their best pitchers this year. Able to locate with really good stuff.
Nash just said Phillips tried 9 of his last 10 men, looking to make it 10 out of 11. So 3-2 the count. Great opportunity to try and get Bowie on base, especially a man who's stolen 10 bags this year. So 2 outs, nobody on base. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball. Just upstairs.
Wow.
Woo, that was close. I don't know what Bowie would have done with that pitch. He swung at it, but he'll take his base gladly. So that'll bring up Levi Hall, the current first baseman, hitting in Schwalbach's place.
Levi Hall.
Levi Hall, middle of the order bat for the Colonels, hitting .393. On base percentage well over 500. 2 doubles, 1 triple, 7 ribbies to his credit. Swings the first pitch. It's a foul out of play towards the parking lot, 0-1. We already mentioned Dylan Bowie has stolen 10 bases this year. Nash, I know Mazzetti throws well, but it could be a good time to try and take off.
Absolutely. You got a 1-run lead. Probably don't feel comfortable against this power lineup with just 1 run in hand. So set up a scoring opportunity here.
Dylan Bowie tied for 3rd in the entire PSCL in stolen bases. Brant Cook far and away the leader at 18. Jamal Ritter the next closest with 11 for the Blue Sox. A ball in the strike to Council Hall. Of course, we're going to have fireworks immediately after the game coming from over the right field wall. Good fastball, 1-2.
Yeah, this is tough. You get to 2 strikes against Phillips and you're guessing, even as a left-handed hitter, you think you're going to get fastball. But he's buzzed breaking balls down and into them all night long. So now Hall's sitting up there, got to be ready for 90, but also prepped for that nasty curve.
Here's the 1-2. The ball's on the ground. The pass to diving Anthony Angel Jr. in the right field. Bowie going to 3rd. He'll get in there standing up. A 2-out single for Levi Hall puts men on 1st and 3rd, and the PSCL All-Stars have an opportunity here in the 5th.
Boy, did they ever. Hall got around on a fastball on his hands, got the barrel to it. Usually you get jammed on that. And here's Xander Bretza, who's been great for this A's club in the PSCL. Xander.
He's hitting .393 this season, OPS just shy of 1,000. 3 doubles, 7 RBIs. Chance for an RBI right here. PSCL All-Stars already lead it 2-1. 2 early runs in the 1st inning. Power able to answer back with a run of their own in the 2nd, aided by a walk, wild pitch, and pass ball, allowing Joey Mazzetti to score. Short lead at first from Hall. He's not much of a base stealer. A quick 0-2 count to Bretza.
This is why Phillips is so tough, Evan. Gets on the hands of Hall, who got the barrel to a fastball inside, and then Bretza steps in, gets a couple of off-speed pitches, and he's out in front. It's a tough task.
0-2 the count. Chance for a big hit for Bretza. Phillips trying to work out of a jam. Swing and a miss. Xander Bretza goes down on 3 pitches, and Phillips able to work out a jam here in the 5th. No runs, 1 hit, a couple men left for the PSCL All-Stars. We'll go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Berkey, Hernandez, Angel Jr., the scheduled hitters. To the bottom of the 5th we go, ladies and gentlemen. Berkey, Hernandez, Anthony Angel Jr., Richie Amavisca, the first 4 men that'll come to the plate. And once again, of course, as has been the trend, they'll see a new pitcher. Luke Guest will take the hill. It's been excellent for the Lumberjacks all year. ERA just shy of 4 this season. 1.6, only about 1.5 base runs allowed each inning. 26 strikeouts in 18 and a third innings. I mean, look, one guy after another, Nash. These All-Stars, they have a lot of pitchers to send to the mound.
Absolutely, and we figure we might get a low-scoring game tonight because of that, and with Phillips the other way.
Swinging the first pitch is Berkey, off the go of Bretza, he recovers! No, it's off the glove of Levi Hall at first.
That's a tough play right there.
We'll wait for the scoring just a moment. I assume that'll have to be an error on Levi Hall. It went off. He had to stretch a decent ways for it, did it off his glove. Gretza did a nice job recovering on the tough hop. And he had time to get him. Berkey, not one of the faster runners in this power lineup, but nonetheless a leadoff base runner.
Yeah, Bretza, as you said, that was a tough hop. Recovered, made a good throw to first, and a leadoff base runner for the Power here. Man, that's the tying run right there, Evan.
That's right. Power only have one hit tonight. They manufactured one run off a walk to Mazzetti, wild pitch, go to third on the ground, their pass ball. And it's only a 2-1 ball game, especially with Phillips settling in the way he has.
Called strike.
Hernandez struck out his only at bat. So the PSCL All-Stars will try and turn 2. Cage Yasui shaded shallow and towards the line and left. That's a common place that Hernandez tends to hit the ball anyway.
Yeah, you have the feeling this is a big at-bat here for Josh Hernandez. Try to get on, create a rally for the Power. They just haven't had many opportunities tonight.
Nash, I don't think the final tonight's going to be 2-1 PSCL All-Stars. Someone's going to come with a big hit.
But if you are the All-Stars, you're feeling pretty good about where you're at. You know, through 4.5 innings.
Yep.
You're halfway through this ball game. You have the lead. You've pitched very well, and you feel good about the stable of arms you're going to go to here down the stretch.
There's no doubt about it. That's way outside 3-1 the count.
With that being said, the Power, they've won 12 games in a row for a reason. This is a good lineup.
They're resilient.
1 through 9. They can get on. They can get over. They can get in.
Plenty of guys off the bench and a strong bullpen. Here's a 3-1. That's taken up and away. That'll be ball 4. So 2 base runners early and nobody out for the Power. An opportunity here for the Palm Springs Power as they trail by 1.
Yeah, and a big spot here for Anthony.
That'll bring up Anthony Angel Jr., the 8th man in the order, struck out his only at bat. Nash, we haven't seen much small ball. You think we'll bunt here?
He might. Anthony's been trying to get going here recently. He's been one of the Power's best hitters. He's led off at times this year on the season, hitting .291. So maybe let him swing away, try to get off the schneid.
Angel Jr. does not square. He takes the breaking ball a little outside. So Luke Guest, we've already seen several of his different pitches. He'll feature a fastball, sinker, 87 to 90, maybe topping out at 91, slider, change up in the low 70s. Boy, would he love a double play. That's inside 2-0.
But
Yes, nibbling a little bit.
That was a big at-bat for Hernandez here, Evan. To get first and second, nobody out. Now you're really on the offensive for the Power, and Guest has to come in the zone because Anthony's not going to chase much either.
Especially if you're the Power. You have the bottom of the order coming up right now. And it gets much tougher at the top. That's way inside. Both runners will advance. Berkey to third and Hernandez to second on what might... We'll see about the scoring of that in a moment, whether it's a pass ball or a wild pitch. But boy, a big opportunity for the Power right now. They trail 2-1 in the top of the 5th. Berkey at third, Hernandez at second with nobody out, and a 3-0 count to Angel Jr. I would think green light, Nash, for Anthony Angel Jr.
Absolutely.
And that will go down as a pass ball in the catcher Drake Bicknell.
Try to get that runner in.
The infielder played back. Still relatively early in the game, the 3-0. That's inside ball 4.
Wow.
Back-to-back walks. This one on 4 pitches, Anthony Angel Jr. You have Axie in the bullpen, but you also have to wonder, as we're going to get a mound visit for the PSCL All-Stars, how much of a leash do you give to Luke Guest? Because these guys want to win tonight. They're not messing around.
Yeah, here comes Cal Shore out to talk to his pitcher. Bases loaded, nobody out. Yeah, this is a tough spot.
Jacob Peterson is warming up in the bullpen for the All-Stars. Another one of the excellent arms for the Lumberjacks. Nash, things are going to be really, really exciting for Frank for at least the next week around here. Of course, you have the All-Star game tonight and the playoffs start for the PSCL League at 13-team field on Wednesday. Final regular season games will be tomorrow. The playing game with the 12th and the 13th seeds. First 3 seeds will get a bye. It should be the Lumberjacks, the A's, and the Blue Sox. And championship is set for Friday night right here at the stadium.
It's going to be a ton of fun as Richie has a shot here and was out on that amazing catch from Priest in his first at-bat.
Rich Emaviska, that's in the dirt, goes right to the backstop. Evan Berkey will coast across the play, and that ties the game for the Palm Springs Power. Right off the glove of Drake McNell, a fastball was spiked by Guest way outside. And possibly a bit of a danger zone for the PSCL All-Stars.
Yeah, credit the Power, putting together good at-bats here, Evan. Not overly anxious. They're taking their walks. They're getting on base. And you can't keep this offense down for too long. They're going to find ways to get on. And they have such a deep lineup of guys who can drive in runs.
Want to know the count on Baviska? The infield will play about halfway. So on a hard hit ground ball, they might think about going home. Hernandez over at third base, about average speed over there. Breaking ball low, 2-0. Bit of an awkward grab there from Bicknell.
I might reserve that base for Sweet. This lineup flipping over, and Richie certainly has been dialed in recently.
Does not get any easier facing this power lineup. Emaviska, Sweet, Alvarez, Dean, and of course Mazzetti in the cleanup spot. 2-1 the count.
Good fastball to get back in the count there from Guest.
I mean, Nash, what should be the mindset for these PSCL All-Stars with the situation that they're in trying to get out of it?
There's always a way out, right? There's always a way out of any situation. You can get out of this inning tied up still. You need to make your pitches. You're going to need to make some plays, but it's possible. I know right now it feels like with nobody out, like those 2 runs are guarantees to score. They're not. There's a way out.
Panic is never a good thing to do. Guest works his way back in the count, 2-2. Looking for a strikeout for Rich Emaviska. There's the pitch. That's barely got a piece, fouled off at home plate. Outfield playing medium deep all the way around. Bowie in right, Kielbasa in center, Yasui in left. Wonder if Emaviska can also get a fly ball out there to give the Power its first lead of the night. And Peterson's all done throwing, so you assume that he's ready if he needs to come in now. 2-2. Breaking ball swung on and missed. Big strikeout there on Rich Emaviska. There's 1 out.
That's a great pitch from Luke Guest. Breaking ball. Started in the zone, dove away, and gets the strikeout.
Nash, I see Spider-Man out on the concourse. That's not one of our guys, but I like it nonetheless.
Spidey senses. How many runs is he sensing for the Power here? I wonder.
Now back to the task at hand. It's Torrey Sweet. Popped down the first inning. Big double in the third. Swings the first pitch. That ball's hit a mile high. It'll get foul towards the VIP section. Turned into a really beautiful night, Nash. It was about as mild of a day as you could ask out here in early July in the desert.
It's beautiful, and our crowd is lively, excited about fireworks post-game. I know I am.
Who doesn't love fireworks?
Opening night fireworks were incredible.
Oh, they were. Breaking ball outside, 1-1. The infield's still playing about halfway, so depending on how hard the ball is hit, the All-Stars might concede the go-ahead run for the Power with less than 2 outs and men on second and third. Sweet has a little more power than Emaviska, so the outfielder's playing him a little deeper. Bowie playing the most shallow of the 3 in right field. Long looking from Guest. He comes set with the 1-1. Breaking ball. Little inside 2-1. He looped the plate on that one.
Felt the crowd gasp. Knew that was a big pitch. Large difference between 2-1 and 1-2, Evan. And that'll swing a count.
Guest absolutely wanted that pitch. He did not get the call. He's set again. Here's the 2-1. Fastball fouled off at home plate, 2-2. So Guest loaded the bases with nobody out. An error to start the inning. Back-to-back walks. Then a wild pitch allowed the tying run to score. Strikeout to Maviska, now 2-2 to Torrey Sweet. We're tied up here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Only one out for the Power.
As I said, always a way out. A lot of work to do. You're feeling much better right now, Luke Guest.
PSCL All-Star sticking with Guest right now. 2-2. On the outside corner, a called strike 3. With second and third and nobody out, Luke Guest just struck out back-to-back power hitters.
And Nelson looks like he's going to make the change.
And he does make the signal. You know, it's not the most surprising thing. You don't want to tax any of these pitchers too much before the playoffs come up in just a couple of days. So, at the end of the day, for Luke Guest, he's allowed an unearned run so far. Both base runners are his responsibility.
He's going to go to Greg Wiley, it looks like.
We'll be back with a pitcher in change in just a moment. All right, here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Back for the bottom of the 5th inning. 2 outs, men on second and third. Power have already tied the game with 1 run this inning. Brings up Isaiah Alvarez, who he's grounded out twice. And a new pitcher on the mound. He was the man warming up in the bullpen. It'll be Jacob Peterson. Another tremendous arm for the Lumberjacks. 4.32 ERA this season, 16 2/3 innings to his credit. 23 strikeouts.
So Guest got into some trouble, worked his way out of some of it. Job is not done. 2 outs, 2 in scoring position for Peterson.
He's allowed 1 unearned run so far. That breaking ball called outside. Looked good from up here. But still big either way. Back-to-back strikeouts. Now the infield can play back. And if you're the PSCL All-Stars, a chance to get out of this inning, allowing only 1 run.
Yeah, Isaiah not afraid to take his walks either. 8 walks, 5 strikeouts, and now he's ahead 2-0.
Now that's a bit of a danger zone. You don't want to give Alvarez too good of a pitch to groove, but you still have Dean and Mazzetti, the next 2 hitters.
Yeah, Dean. I have Dean 8 for 21 on the season now. A couple of strikeouts tonight, but he's been incredible.
Good fastball for strike 1. Yeah, you don't necessarily want to put Alvarez on and load the bases. PSCL also got a little bit of a break tonight. Noah Blythe was a bit of a late scratch due to a lingering injury. So Josh Hernandez taking his place in the lineup. Power without one of their 2 best hitters. It's big swing and miss out of breaking ball, 2-2.
Oh, wow. I mean, 1 strike away from getting out of this. In a run is already scored. It was bases loaded, nobody out, but second and third, nobody out, and now 2 strikes and 2 down in a tie ball game.
Peterson, we just saw the slider right there, also features a sinker ball. Boy, would the All-Stars love a ground ball. And a base here from Alvarez could give the Power a 2-run lead. Here's the 2-2, way outside 3, all the way to the backstop. And crossing the play is Josh Hernandez. The Power have taken the lead. The Power have scored on a combined 3 wild pitches and pass balls. That's what they've scored all 3 of their runs tonight.
Wow. And that's another break for the Power.
So going to third is Anthony Angel Jr. The Power have taken a 1-run lead, a chance for Isaiah Alvarez to give them a 2-run lead. And Frank, if you're Angel Jr., you better get a good walking lead.
Yeah, and credit Isaiah getting ahead in the count 2-0, forced Peterson to come into him.
That's in the air, right center, over his bow. He makes the call, and the over-the-shoulder catch, and that finally retires the side. But not before the Power able to take their first lead of the night. They put 2 runs to the board. They lead 3-2. They took advantage of 3 wild pitches and combination of pass balls in the inning. So we'll go to the top of the 6th. The Power lead for the first time. Set for the top of the 6th inning. Johnny Young, first batter. Big chopper. Phillips over. Tough play. Phillips over the first. Good play just like that.
Wow.
So Johnny Young there, pitches most of the time. He is also a respectable hitter, so he's down with 1 away. See if we start to see any more substitutions. We're not expecting to see in the 6th inning. Looks like Stillwell with that right here. So Johnny Young hit in Nathan Beckley's scheduled spot. So now we're at Caden Stillwell. 6, 7, 8, the scheduled hitters right now.
That's a big-time play right there. Off the mound from Phillips on the leadoff man. He's gotten the leadoff man in all but 1 inning. Now up 0-2.
Caden Stillwell hitting .367 for the Snowbirds. 3 doubles, 5 RBIs to his credit. And frankly, Natch, if you're these All-Stars, you're trying to answer back somehow after surrendering the lead. The 0-2, swing and a miss. Stillwell goes down on 3 pitches. There's a quick 2 outs for Carson Phillips.
Again, I think if you ask the All-Stars where they'd want to be after 5, to be down just a run to this Power team, that's favorable to them. They're in a position where they can win this game.
That brings up the current left fielder, Cade Yasui. Quick 2 outs for Carson Phillips and the Power here in the 6th inning. Phillips trying to record his 2nd shutdown inning of the night. Yasui takes inside ball 1. Cade hitting .417 this year. 1 double, 6 ribbies. Not as big of a walk guy, but frankly, you'd love to get on base. That ball's hit softly towards the middle. Berkey up with it over the first. He gets his man by 1 step. 1, 2, 3 go to PSCL All-Stars. As quick of an inning as you could ask for if you're Phillips in the Power. So we're through 5.5. Power still lead 3-2. We're set for the bottom of the 6th inning. The Power offense will look to get back to work, try and build on their 1-run lead. Emmanuel Dean, Joey Mazzetti, Spencer Dickinson, the scheduled hitters, and they'll face another new pitcher out of the PSCL All-Star bullpen. Greg Wiley for the Chill will take to the mound. 3.78 ERA in 16 2/3 innings. 17 strikeouts to 9 walks. Frankly, they'll try and restore some order for the All-Stars out there on the field. Probably the last half inning that we see this second platoon of guys. We'll expect to see pretty much a whole new set of position players starting in the 7th for that third and final wave. Emmanuel Dean has struck out twice so far today. He's 0 for 2. Good breaking ball, 1-1. I mean, it's been a strange game. Power of just one hit, but boy, they've run the bases well and taken advantage of some wild pitches and some mistakes from the catchers.
Absolutely, and that's, you're not always going to score 10 runs on a 12-game winning streak. You got to be able to have some good fortune and be ready on the bases, get ahead in counts. I think the power hitters have done that, especially in the last couple innings.
Still very much a ball game. Power lead 3-2, especially with the heart of the order coming up. Big test for Wiley. Here's the 2-1. Dean takes a fastball 2-2. Dean just does not look comfortable tonight, Nash. He seemed, whether it's a breaking ball or a fastball, he's looked surprised on a lot of these pitches.
Stuck in between maybe a little bit. Gets a lefty here. I wonder if that's favorable. But as we said, a lot of different looks for these power hitters tonight. They've had to adjust.
The 2-2 from Wiley. Right off the fist, he hits that foul. I wonder if that ball hit his knuckles. It came close. It's amazing that didn't break his bat. It was so far in on the handle. Still 2-2 the count nonetheless. The lone hit of the night coming from Torrey Sweet on a bloop single that he stretched into 2. Bloop double, that is. Way upstairs, 3-2. Walks were part of what got Luke Guest into trouble in the PSCL All-Stars. An error and then 2 consecutive walks were loaded up the bases. Frankly, the All-Stars probably consider themselves fortunate, only allowing a couple runs with the bases loaded, no outs.
Casey Dill told us before the season, Evan, you almost have to play a perfect game to beat this power team. You have to play almost perfect in the field. You have to make big pitches in big spots. You can't make mistakes. You have to play them tough all 9 innings, and it's just a tall task for any team.
It's a power lead 3-2. Still plenty of time to go. The 3-2 pitch from Wiley. Breaking ball. That's the 3rd time Dean's gone down on strikes tonight. 1 quick out here in the 6th.
Wow, that was nasty. I love that 3-2 breaking ball. You're down by a run, no fear. Gets in on him, and I think Dean was looking fastball.
I think he was. Can't ask for a much better pitch than that. Bold move going with the breaking ball 3-2. As that brings up Mazzetti. So far, the PSCL guys have not wanted to pitch to him. He's drawn 2 walks, and he scored the first run of the game for the Power in the 2nd. Walks and wild pitches have been a factor. So that ball's fouled back. First pitch swinging is Mazzetti. All 3 times Mazzetti's been up. The RBI leader for the Power. Nobody has been on base. Breeze continues to gust from left to right. This time looks like it's coming in a little bit from right field. It's blowing out to right a little earlier. That's low 2 another Mazzetti. Or is it 1-1? Oh yeah, it's 1-1. Mazzetti fouled the pitch back. Silly me. And the scoreboard's right too. We got here early, Nash, to set things up. The 1-1. Swung through at 1-2. That's one of the... I don't think I've seen Mazzetti look that uncomfortable all season taking a swing. These PSCL guys have been really impressive on the mound. I mean, we've seen these tremendous power hitters just not look comfortable the entire night. Just 1 hit on the board. It's
really much of the same we've seen in the morning from these PSCL guys. Yep. These pitchers on the All-Star team have been awesome.
Don Beret even mentioned that's a cold strike 3 in the inside corner. Back-to-back strikeouts for Wiley. There's 2 outs. Don Beret even mentioned in the PSCL season, this is the lowest total batting average across the entire league that he's ever seen.
Wow.
And it's not anything against the hitters. They've been awesome.
52, Spencer Dickinson.
So that brings up Dickinson. Grounded out in the 2nd, struck out in the 4th.
It's got to be frustrating for the All-Star team. You look up at the board, you're out hitting the Power 5-1, yet they have 3 runs to your 2.
That's a little low, ball 1.
That's just the nature of the game sometimes.
So far, Nash, this has got to be what the doctor ordered for the PSCL All-Stars. So far, quick 2 outs, especially the way Phillips has settled in, and we give up the 2 runs. We're going to get a big hit somewhere, Nash, late in this game. That's just got to happen. They call this the Super Bowl around here. It's living up to it so far, but we need that big moment late, don't you think, Nash?
Well, either way, right? The Power going to pull away or the All-Stars staying in it. They'll need at least another run.
That's down low, 2-1. You know, Nash, we got the third platoon swap coming up. For the first wave of substitutions, everyone was in their scheduled batting order, just like the coaches gave it to us. Hope for the same thing the second time around. 3-1 the count to Dickinson. I mean, what do you think you're looking for, Nash? Hits have been tough to come by.
Honestly, as a right-handed hitter, he's been pumping those curveballs in on the hands. I'd be confused. I think I'm looking fastball.
He does go with the fastball off the fist. Out to Bowie and right. He's got a beat on. He puts it away. 1, 2, 3. Go to Palm Springs Power. Impressive inning from Greg Wiley to restore order for the All-Stars. And we have a new set of substitutions coming up here in the 7th inning. We'll get them all to you. To the top of the 7th inning we go, ladies and gentlemen, here on All-Star Night. We hope everyone has enjoyed their Independence Day here on July 4th. Carson Phillips back out for a 7th inning of work. And the new wave of substitutions. 8-9-1 due up for the All-Stars. Nico Cristelli, Caleb Skoll, and Tyler Darnell, the first 3 scheduled hitters. Whoa, look out. That breaking ball hits Cristelli. So a leadoff base runner for the All-Stars, they'll gladly take it.
Leadoff man is aboard for the first time since the 2nd inning and just the 2nd time all night, Evan.
Phillips has made it really tough, especially since that second, as you mentioned, Nash, where they got the leadoff man aboard. So that brings Caleb Skoll to the plate. Playing for the A's this season. He's 348. Couple doubles, 1 home run, 3 RBIs. There's talent all over the place, even in these 3 waves.
Well, we've seen Skoll play for the Power a little bit too, so not a big drop-off at all.
Short lead at first from Cristelli. He is a catcher. I know I'm rallying on catchers, but not knowing the skill bases. 1-1 the count to Skoll. So the Power infield will look to turn 2. Base run has been awfully tough to come by for the All-Stars ever since the 2nd inning. Only had 1 base runner. Nope, 3 base runners since the 2nd inning. That's in there, strike 2. 1-2 the count.
As we said, this game chugging along. Oof.
That pitch, woo, look out. Ooh. Up and in the Skoll, and that's a way to brush him back.
Competitive ball game for 6+ innings now, and it does open up the outer half of the plate. Skoll brushed off in a big-time way.
Yeah, how about that? High 80s, low 90s fastball coming at you. The 2-2 goes the fastball, swing and a miss. Skoll goes down swinging, there's 1 out.
Yeah, it brings up Tyler Darnell, and watch Darnell a lot this year. He does not chase, Evan.
Tyler Darnell.
Has a very good idea of the zone.
5th strikeout of the night for Carson Phillips. Now there's 1 out here in the 7th. Tyler Darnell plays for the Colonials, hits .324. Only struck out 3 times all year, 9 walks. No extra base hits to his credit, but frankly, the All-Stars would love another base runner with a tying run over at first. Nobody up in the power bullpen. It's Phillips' game as we speak. 1-0 Darnell hitting in the leadoff spot. Back-to-back breaking balls, 2-0. Hey Nash, what are you looking for here? Opportunity.
Well, like I said, Darnell's not going to chase. And I think anything other than a fastball you're taking on 2-0.
Phillips set. Here's the 2-0 with Cristelli on first. Another breaking ball, 2-1 the count.
Yep,
wow.
He was looking fastball and little knee buckler there on 2-0.
Man, how frustrating is that, Nash? You get ahead 2-0, you're looking dead red, and you get that hook.
Well, now then you ask me, what is he looking 2-1? I don't know.
You know, Nash, that's another daunting task right there. The 2-1, another breaking ball on the inside corner, strike 2. The PSCL bench does not like that call, neither does Darnell at the plate. 2-2 nonetheless, 1 out, a man on first. Power looking at turn 2 as they lead the game 3-2.
Like I said, good idea of the strike zone.
Fastball hit foul.
That's such a tough pitch. 2-2 heater right on the hands.
So do it again. 2-2 the count. To Darnell. Breaking ball hit foul. Oof. Nash, you wonder if Darnell wants that one back. Bit of a hanger.
I think Phillips trying to go to the outer corner, get that swing and miss. It's going to have to be a perfect breaking ball to Darnell to get him to chase.
So a couple foul balls, now with 2 strikes. We'll do it again, 2-2. Breaking ball. Just inside 3-2. We've seen some late strike 3 calls from the umpire. I had to wait a moment.
Oh, legendary take right there from Darnell.
3-2 to count. Cristelli is not a base stealer. He has a slightly bigger lead. Do you think he takes off Nash?
Yep, I think he does.
He does not go. Breaking ball. Upstairs, ball 4.
Oh, what an at-bat. That's just an incredible at-bat from Tyler Darnell. And like I said, coming into it, he just doesn't chase. Even with 2 strikes, spits on 2 pitches, takes his walk, and now a legitimate threat here for the All-Stars.
So that brings up Eric Romero, a hit batter, and a walk this inning. Puts men on first and second with only 1 out. As the PSCL All-Stars trail by 1, it's Eric Romero. Romero playing for the Coyotes this year, hitting .333, 1 home run to his credit. A man you 1 up, he takes outside 1-0.
That's a good take, too.
Power once again will look to turn 2. That was the 100th pitch of the night for Carson Phillips. Nobody up in the bullpen. This is his game. The ace on the mound for the Power here in the area Super Bowl. 2-0. Mazzetti's going to go out to talk to him, and it looks like we're going to have a coaches meeting on the mound, and we're going to see action in the bullpen all at once.
Well, here's the thing, Evan. You throw 2 great 2-strike pitches to Tyler Darnell. He does not chase. And you feel like you should have had him twice. That can jar you as a pitcher. I'm not saying that's the case here with Phillips, but that's just an epic battle that Darnell won right there. And sometimes it can be tough to bounce back from that and get back into the zone when you feel like you made some great pitches.
So here we are, men on first and second, 1 out. Nico Cristelli was hit by the very first pitch this inning. Caleb Skull struck out. Tyler Darnell, as Nash just mentioned, excellent bat. He worked a walk. Breaking ball, 3-0 the count to Romero. Nash, green light or take?
I think you're taking here. You know how good Phillips is, but you could flip that and say, this might be your chance to get that fastball. 3-0. He doesn't want to load the bases. If he gets you a fastball in the zone, what else are you looking for as a left-handed hitter? Down and in, that's what I'd be looking for. Turn on it, drive home that run.
The 3-0. That's outside, ball 4. The bases are loaded for the PSCL All-Stars. A hit batter and 2 walks issued by Carson Phillips. Evan Shaw getting warmed up in a hurry in that bullpen for the power. Phillips was sailing along from the first inning on. Got to have a jam in the second. Claimed Gabriel Crystal left early on a sacrifice fly attempt. It was close. Took a run off the board for the PSCL All-Stars, proved to be big. That brings up Jason Cropley, hitting in the third spot in the order.
And listen, Evan, we know how good this power bullpen is, right? This could be the best opportunity for the All-Stars here in the 7th inning. The bases are loaded. You can't let this get away.
Phillips, it doesn't happen much. He's struggling with his command. Cropley hitting .306. Whopping 12 RBIs. That's hit well in the center field. That's going to be over the head of Torrey Sweet all the way to the wall. 1 run scores. 2 runs are going to score. Romero is right behind Darnell. 3 runs have scored for the PSCL All-Stars. Jason Cropley delivers. He's cleared the bases. The PSCL All-Stars lead it 5-3 here in the 7th.
You were looking for that hit, Evan. There's your big hit. That could be it for the All-Stars. Long way to go, but man, what a swing from Cropley.
PSCL All-Stars lead 5-3.
Torrey Sweet had no chance to try to catch that ball in center. One of the men, the Coyotes, have won it at the plate. Excuse me, the Haymakers won it at the plate the entire season. The big man, Jason Cropley. What a big hit late in the ball game.
Playing him pretty shallow in the outfield. He says, let me put this over your head, and clears the bases. That ball rolled forever.
So Carson Phillips leaves. He'll get an excellent round of applause from the Power fans and from his teammates.
Now they're going to go to the lefty, Evan Shaw here.
Maybe just a few batters too long. Evan Shaw, the new pitcher, when we return. Ladies and gentlemen, the momentum here in this crowd in Palm Springs Stadium has absolutely shifted. A 3-run double from Jason Cropley to clear the bases ended the night of Carson Phillips. So Cropley is still his responsibility over at second base. 5 earned runs allowed by Carson Phillips in 6 and a third innings of work. That brings on a new pitcher, Evan Shaw. Shaw's gone 19 innings so far this season. He has not allowed an earned run. Opposition hitting .257 against him. As he delivers strike one to Carlos Munoz. Tough task for Evan Shaw.
Well, that feels like a big run out there on second as well, Evan, for both sides. If the All-Stars can find a way to get that run home and take a 6-3 lead, that just feels so much larger than 5-3. I know it's only one run, but you double them up, you have a 3-run cushion. You don't have to play, a perfect game down the stretch.
So Carlos Munoz, the batter, he'll be the designated hitter. Batting .400 with the chill. 1-1 the count. OPS over 1,200. 1 double, 1 home run, 4 RBIs. Whopping 10 walks too, in 31 plate appearances. For an on-base percentage over 60%. Here's the 2-1 from Shaw. Up the middle! Clubbed by Berkey, good play. That throws way offline now. And it goes towards the PSCL dugout, and it is officially out of play. So let's see here. Will Cropley be awarded home plate? Cropley is on third base for right now. So it's out of play. Carlos Munoz is awarded second. Nash, don't you think Cropley should be awarded home plate?
Well, where did that ball exactly end up?
It went in the dugout.
Okay.
So they awarded Munoz second.
You would think.
So it was an excellent play by Berkey initially just to get them. I thought it was going through. He'll get an error one way or another on the throwing mistake. And yes, Cropley will be awarded home plate.
That's the right call, Evan. You were on it.
Jason Cropley crosses the play on the throwing error by the shorts of Evan Berkey. It's 6-3 PSCL All-Stars. Still waiting on the scoring in a moment. Munoz will definitely not be credited with an RBI. The only question is, will Hammer give Munoz an infield hit along with the throwing error? And I just got a defiant no from Hammer, so it'll be an error all the way. Nonetheless, the PSCL All-Stars will take it. Swing and a miss right here. Moves over at second base. Ball gets away from Mazzetti a moment. He's not able to advance. Trey Sarmiento, the batter right now. But three different guys bat here in the fifth spot of the order. Way upstairs, 2-1.
And like I said, that just feels like a huge run. That 6th run of this game. Make it a 4-run inning. Make it hurt here. The All-Stars, God, they've come to play tonight, Evan.
And if you're the All-Stars, this game's far from over. The power, they're not going to go down easily.
Absolutely
Inside
not.
3-1.
And you still have to get 9 outs on the other side. Just keep moving the line.
You wonder, too, how these PSCO guys will respond in the late innings with a little bit of pressure on them. So Sarmiento hitting .346 for the Snowbirds. 4 doubles, a triple, and a home run, 9 RBIs. He dropped those ball 4. So the All-Stars far from done. First and second, 1 out. So Brant Cook will be the batter. For the A's, already mentioned Brant Cook, by far the league leader in stolen bases.
Trying to keep him off the bases here. But as the All-Stars, you're just looking for a big hit from Brant Cook.
So Cook hitting .286, on base percentage over 500. He's walked 8 times, only struck out 4 times. No extra base hits, a couple RBIs. Frankly, a single would be exactly what the All-Stars would want. Long inning in the field for the Power. They gotta be stunned. They've allowed 4 runs. Phillips got himself into trouble. 2 walks and a hit batter to load the bases. And then, of course, the 3-run double from Jason Cropley.
Well, they haven't found themselves in this situation very much at all this year, Evan, and not since that second week of the year when they lost their only 2 games of the season consecutively. They've won 12 in a row, a lot of them have been by a significant margin. So this is new, at least, in the last couple weeks.
That's outside 3-0.
Yeah, and credit the All-Stars taking their pitches here, working the count, make him come to you.
So 3-0 the count. We'll see if a green light will be put on or a take sign to Cook. And he takes ball 4 outside. Cook draws a 4-pitch walk, and the bases are loaded again. Nash, if you're the power, you might be in some trouble here. We're going to have another meeting on the mound.
Yeah, it'll be Joe Queimada.
Again. And the PSCL All-Stars have officially batted around. Queimada, the 9th man coming to the plate this inning. And just how deep is this lineup of position players? These aren't the starters. These aren't even the guys coming in second. This is the third wave.
Yeah, and you feel like everybody has an OPS at 1,000 or more. Everybody's hitting above 300. Everybody is getting it done at the plate, and they're doing so again tonight.
Yep.
And they got to, arguably the Power's best pitcher this year in Phillips, who threw the ball really well, especially in the middle innings.
Nash, we're used to talking about the Power like this, just wave after wave after wave coming at you. That's not the case tonight. Power of only 1 hit. And frankly, all 3 of the runs, you could say they were gift wrapped. So bases loaded for Queimada. Evan Shaw trying to limit the damage. The PSCL All-Stars have already put 4 runs up in the inning, and a base hit, boy, that can make things really tough, Nash.
Yeah, there's a chance here for the PSCL, and you circle innings in a game. I'm circling this frame. Obviously with the 4, that's going to stand out, but wherever it finishes will be significant. If it stays at 4, that's significant. And they can bust this thing open right now in the 7th inning.
Queimada hitting .318 for the Blue Sox, one of the top 2 offenses in the entire 13-team PSCL league. 1 home run, 6 RBIs. That's hit foul. Good swing, though. 1-2. So Angel Jr. and Dickinson will play in at the corners. Berkey and Amavisco will play back, trying to turn 2. Berkey, the shortstop, is playing pretty far away from the second base bag. The 1-2 from Shaw. Breaking ball, grounded foul. Man, Nash, this is the first time I've seen all season, all the way around the bleachers, even down the right field line, mobbed. That's the only way to put it, a mob scene. This is the kind of crowd I'm used to seeing back home in my island town.
Yeah, and you've noticed people have started to file in. Excited about the fireworks after the game.
1-2's hit foul again. Queimada staying alive with a good at-bat. Yeah, fireworks immediately to follow after the game tonight. Man, Nash, in a way, can't ask for a better preview to the PSCL playoffs right here. That gets started on Wednesday. We'll have at least one of those games, a night game, here on the YouTube link, Palm Springs Collegiate League YouTube channel, and a championship game Friday night. 1-2 from Shaw. Hit foul again. Great at bat from Queimada.
Yeah, I know there's a lot of game left to play, and even right here is a big opportunity for Queimada. I can't get over that swing from Cropley. That bases clearing double. It's just the type of hit that blows open a game.
Nash, that was a missile. That might have been the hardest hit ball out to the wall I've seen all season, Power or PSCL games. 1-2 from Shaw. That's outside, 2-2. Queimada stays alive. All 3 outfielders playing relatively shallow. Sweet likes to play a shallow center field. It's worked out really well for the most part. But not against Cropley. That's behind the batter. And crossing the plate is Munoz.
Wow.
Jeez, that pitch completely got away. Behind Queimada, it's 7-3 All-Stars. Up to third goes Sarmiento, to second goes Yo. Somehow that ball didn't hit Queimada, so it's a 3-2. Beg pardon, that's Brant Cook over at second base.
Things just seem to be unraveling on the Power right here, Evan. We have not seen many frames like this, especially late in games from this power team with how good their bullpen's been. It's quite shocking, to be honest.
5 runs this inning for the PSCL All-Stars. And they can still get more. The 3-2, just outside ball 4. Queimada's on, the base is loaded with 1 out once again. That'll be Cristelli, the 10th man to come to the plate. He was hit by a pitch by Carson Phillips to get this inning started. And really uncharacteristic for the Palm Springs Power. 5 walks and a hit batter this inning. The lone hit, of course, coming from Cropley. Really uncharacteristic. And actually, you have to wonder, did the Power leave Phillips in a few batters too long? That's out to short, could be 2. Berkey to second for 1, over the first, and another one thrown away! Another run's going to score for the PSL All-Stars. That's Cook. Unbelievable. 2 more runs score for the PSCL All-Stars. It's 9-3.
Unreal. A 7-run frame for the All-Stars. Just unreal, Evan.
And the my goodness, the 3rd error of the night for the Power. So Sarmiento and Cook crossed the plate. Joel Queimada was forced out at second. And Amavisca completely pulled the throw to first base. Skipped and completely wide. So Nico Cristelli was able to move up to second. So a fielder's choice, 1 RBI for Cristelli, not allowed to assume a double play, even though they would have had him. And of course, E4 allowing the 2nd run to score and Cristelli to go to second.
What an unbelievable inning. They got 4. They got 3 more here, Evan. You take a 9-3 lead, and it's hard not to peek toward that finish line.
So Skull will bat for the 2nd time. He struck out his only at bat earlier this inning. 7 runs have crossed the plate this inning for the PSCL All-Stars. And we know this is the Power offense, but Nash, that's asking for a lot even for this group. That's it, foul right side, 1-2. I mean, Nash, just coming in this inning, you're Carson Phillips, sailing along. Only allowed a couple base runners the previous 4 innings. No runs since the first. He was looking unhittable. Then hit by pitch, strikeout, walk. Then the big double from Cropley, and all of a sudden you're in trouble.
Again, it's a testament to the depth in this PSCL All-Stars lineup. It really is.
Skull goes down swinging, he strikes out for the 2nd time this inning. That finally retires the side, but the damage has been done. 7 runs put across the plate by the PSCL All-Stars. They take a commanding 9-3 lead, and of course the big blow, Jason Cropley, the 3-run missile of a double to the wall in center field. We go to the bottom of the 7th. The Power will look to try and answer back. So we're set for the bottom of the 7th inning, ladies and gentlemen, and wow, has this game completely flipped on its head. PSCL, guys, 7 runs in the inning,
For Evan Berkey.
and only 1 hit on the double from Cropley. Just an absolutely shocking inning. It'll be Evan Berkey, Josh Hernandez, Anthony Angel Jr., the scheduled hitters. Of course, they'll face another new pitcher, Michael Bassett. He's pitched for the Coyotes this year, 5.03 ERA, 19 2/3 innings, 20 strikeouts, 11 walks. A 1-0 count. Frankly, if you're the All-Stars, strikes, the most important thing. 0-2 the count. Here's the 0-2. That ball's ripped. Foul down the left field line. Into the power bullpen. Evan Berkey struck out his first time up and reached on an error by the first baseman and scored in the 5th. Part of those 2 runs scored by the Power to initially give them a 3-2 lead. That breaking ball just misses. And that's the crowd has really turned in favor of the All-Stars.
Yeah, it's been fun to see. Really competitive game. And that 7th inning, that frame, that top half, just a frame you'll remember for a long time for the All-Stars. They did a nice job with 2 outs. Didn't give in against some really tough pitchers. Like, it's worth noting how good the Power have been this year, especially on the mound. I mean, Carson Phillips has been great. Evan Shaw has been great. Hadn't given up a run.
Popped up. It's going to go out of play down the right field line.
Look at the effort from these All-Stars. You think they want this one?
Oh, my goodness. They're smelling it, Nash.
I mean, they're up by 6 runs. They're
These guys
diving.
paid to be out here nonetheless. The Power guys were selected.
They're diving for balls that are way out of play.
I think they're having fun. Yeah, the wind's really picking up here going left to right. Ball might stay in play if not for the wind. A lot of room all over the place in foul territory. I mean, Nash, you're the Power, just 9 outs to play with. They trail by 6. Swinging on this. Berkey goes down swinging. There's 1 out.
Everybody's getting in. Sarmiento just kind of snow cone catch on the throwdown. And the All-Stars, they can feel it, man.
Power down to just 8 outs. It has not mattered who's come out of the bullpen for the All-Stars. 1 hit so far for the Palm Springs Power, and that was just on a blue hit to Torrey Sweet. 1 hit, Nash.
Wow.
That's unheard of with this Power team. As Hernandez takes all the way, he takes strike 1. Struck out in the 2nd, walk in the 5th. He bats with 1 out and nobody on base. 0-2 the count. And Michael Bass, you think he's pumped up on the mound?
Oh, man.
Long look in, he's set. The 0-2. Upstairs 1-2. I mean, Nash, so far, all the way around, the PSL All-Stars have completely outplayed the Power. Phillips badly did the best he could. Ultimately, he gave up the walks, the hit batter, the big hit, of course, to Cropley. But, I mean, defensively, the Power made 3 errors, and they have 1 hit. Frankly, the Power their 3 runs have all come on wild pitches and pass balls.
I truly believe the Power haven't seen pitchers this good for much of the season. I mean, the talent that comes out to Palm Springs Stadium, both in the morning and at night, it's super notable, and you're seeing it right now in this game.
So Bassett's set once again. 2-2 the count, 1 out, bottom of the 7th inning. PSCL All-Stars lead 9-3 to 2-2. That's low 3-2.
That looked pretty good.
3 straight balls out of the zone from Bassett after getting ahead 0-2 on Hernandez. Frankly, that's the last thing. The best thing you want for the power is walks, especially trying to get base runners. The 3-2. Fastball hit foul by Hernandez. Pretty good swing at it. Nash, we're just about at capacity here in Palm Springs Stadium. Fireworks show immediately to follow. Not a better way to celebrate Independence Night, Nash. Long looking again from Bassett. I would think you gotta go fastball. He set the 3-2 once again. Fastball! Taken low. Nash, I could have sworn that was ball 4. Did I miss something here? I think Hernandez thinks it's ball 4.
Josh is asking, like, hey, what's going on?
Sworn. Yeah, everyone in the power is saying it should be ball 4. I mean, there are 4 umpires on the field. The home plate umpire does not think it's ball 4. It seems like the entire crowd does think it's ball 4. Hernandez can't believe it, Frank. We have not seen any movement from Casey Dill. Honestly, Nash, would it be really a bad thing for the power if Casey Dill did something, try to get his guys fired up there, maybe try to argue it's ball 4?
Maybe, but they're going to play on.
I take it you're not a fan of a manager getting thrown out. Hernandez hits a foul again. So we continue. Hernandez will either look for a hit or ball 5. I mean, like Nash, so before all the foul balls, it was 3 straight balls out of the zone, then the pitch low. I don't think I'm crazy.
I don't think you are either. I don't think this crowd is.
Well, Nash, that's nice of you to say, but in this case, at least I'm not. 3-2, ripped in the right field, and that will be caught on the line by Grant Cook. So a break for the PSCL All-Stars, 2 up, 2 down so far in the 7th. So that brings up Anthony Angel Jr. Strikeout in the 3rd, a walk in the 5th.
Angel Jr.
All right, Nash, I'm going to give it a go with all the new position players in the field. My book's a complete mess. Joel Queimada, Eric Romero, Brant Cook, left center and right field. Trey Sarmiento, Caleb Skoll. Wait, who's the second baseman? Where is he?
Oh, we were moving along so well right there.
Tyler Darnell,
Hey,
second base. There we
go.
go. Jason Cropley, the big man over at first. Nico Cristella behind the plate. Of course, Michael Bass on the mound right now. That was perfect except for... Who's the second baseman again?
Darnell.
Darnell. Sorry, Darnell. Sorry, Mr. and Mrs. Darnell. Honestly, Nash, we struggled with one player for a moment with 3 waves of substitutions. Full platoon swaps. I'm proud of us. We did good.
As always. I mean, this is what we do.
No, Nash, we've kicked major butt tonight.
Absolutely.
Not the 2 of their own horns. Upstairs, 3-0 the count to Angel Jr.
And I think this environment here at Palm Springs Stadium is, I think you can agree, Evan, the best we felt. And that's not just, that's not an indictment on everybody who's come out before, but just the energy tonight is exceptional.
Well, I think we've had the most people by far every night, Nash. That'll help. And frankly, for what it's worth, opening night, it was close for a little while. Then we blew it open 11-1. The Orange County Legends forgot how to field the ball and catch the ball. Kind of turned into an ugly game. This has been exciting all the way around. It's had somewhat ugly moments, but it's been clean all the way around, if you know what I mean. That probably made no sense, but... Anthony Angel Jr. walks on 4 pitches to bring out Amavisca.
Second baseman number 3, Richie.
Amavisca popped out to second in the 3rd, struck out in the 5th. Good lead from Angel Jr. There's no way he could be going anywhere, though. Last thing we'll do is make an out on the base paths. Power have only 7 outs to play with 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th inning as they trail by 6. They have not lost, Nash, in close to a month. They've won 12 in a row. June 10th to the England Valley Bucks was the last time they lost. And if I'm not mistaken, that game went to extras.
Yes.
First pitch in the dirt. Good play by Costelli.
Yes, it did. And it's not like they haven't been contested this year. You know, East LA has played them super tough. They've lost twice. But this is a team that throughout an entire game, they just find ways to score. They find ways to get outs. And they're not done until, the last out of the game.
Ooh, shattered bat right there. A touch foul. That ball was way up in Amaviska, and you can hear the chip from up here. It's obviously he's going to go get a new piece of lumber.
When you're down by 6 runs, Evan, and you have 7 outs to play with, you feel like you need to do more. But actually, you need to take your walks, don't chase, get on, get some traffic on the base pass. I mean, look what happened tonight. A lot of wild pitches have scored runs. You can get back into this game. You just have to chip away, and you can't look for that one big swing. You just got to clog it up.
Well, that's a good point, Nash, especially you came into this game as the favorites. You're the select team. Who knows, maybe taking the PSCL guys a little bit lightly. There's no way to confirm that, obviously. But especially now, you got punches in the mouth. 7 runs on the board in 1 inning, and you can almost feel it coming, the sense of defeat. 1-1. Amaviska takes low with a new piece of lumber, 2-1.
And I do really feel that over the last couple of weeks, the Power have not seen pitchers like this. Guys who come in the zone, they challenge you, they can get you to chase. I don't think the Power have faced pitchers like that in a while.
This does seem like the best team the Power face, especially, as you just said, from the pitcher's standpoint. That ball's hit pretty well out to left field, towards the corner, and Queimada does it a beat on, and he puts it away for the 3rd out.
Thought that had a chance.
The wind probably knocked that one down a good amount. No runs, no hits, 1 man left for the Power. We go to the top of the 8th inning. Darnell, Romero, and Cropley will get us going once again. We're set for the top of the 8th inning. PSCL All-Stars still lead 9-3. Top of the order coming up, Darnell, Romero, and Cropley, the first 3 scheduled hitters. Evan Shaw back out for his 2nd inning of work. Tyler Darnell walked back in the 7th inning.
That was a legendary plate appearance. That really set up the inning in a lot of ways, Evan. I know that walk didn't really score a run, but it set things up. He took a great at-bat. He forced Phillips at that time to work and ultimately knocked him out of this game.
Got Phillips up to over 100 pitches. One of 5 walks and a hit batter recorded by Power pitching in that 7th. Only hit coming from the Jason Cropley 2 3-run double all the way to the wall in center field. Walks kill ya. 2-1 the count to Darnell. Evan Shaw on the mound. Matt Gorham's warming up in the bullpen right now. The big lefty, one of the very best, almost untouchable in the PSCL. He'll likely come on and pitch the 8th. (3-1), big swing and miss from Darnell. Lead at that one, 3-2. Tomorrow night, the Power will take on the Arroyo Seco Sentinels. That one will be a 7 o'clock start, more typical start time. Here's the 3-2. Swing and a miss. Darnell down on strikes. There's one away.
Don't see that very much from Darnell. Good reminder of what Shaw's bringing on the hill.
That'll bring up Eric Romero. He also walked and scored in the 7th inning. So he'll bat for his 2nd time. Here are these All-Stars. Nash said it before. Hits are the best that you can ask for because then you get more at-bats.
Yeah, Matt Gorham up there who went 6 no-hit innings against the Lumberjacks. And for those who aren't following the PSCL, the Lumberjacks, as Evan said earlier, have the best offense in the league.
Yes, they do.
So, another guy who is going to be tough.
The only team in the entire league who has walked more than they've struck out. And it's like, what are strikeouts? Let me look it up. Chopped out to second base. Up with Demabiska. Quick 2 outs. I'm going to look this up, Nash. Gotta find these numbers. All right, well, these guys do a great job putting the website together with all the numbers. Let's see, where are the Lumberjacks? So Nash, the Lumberjacks have walked 75 times as a team. That by far leads the entire league. They've only struck out 50 times. By far the fewest strikeouts in the entire league. So with 2 outs. Oh, that's not Eric Romero. Who did they just send up? We're going to find him.
Hey, George?
George. Oh, wait. Yeah, Jason Croakley. Okay.
Croakley with that huge hit. That really electrified things in the 7th inning. The bases clearing double into center. That was not it for the All-Stars. They scored 7 and lead this thing 9-3.
Nash, that ball was a shot. He hit that ball on a line, too. Sweet had no chance to get it. Look, that's the deepest I've seen Torrey Sweet all season in center field. He loves to play shallow. 2-1 the count. So it looks like Gorham has finished his warm-up tosses in the PSCL bullpen. Foul ball 2-2. So 2-2 the count to Croakley. Evan Shaw looking to work a clean half of the 8th. That breaking ball's in there for a called strike 3.
That's nasty.
So 2 strikeouts on the inning for Evan Shaw. He works a 1-2-3, top of the 8th. 6 outs to play with for the Palm Springs Power. We'll be back in a moment. We're back for the bottom of the 8th inning, ladies and gentlemen. Torrey Sweet, Isaiah Alvarez, Emmanuel Dean, the scheduled hitters. And, of course, another new pitcher out of the bullpen for the PSCL All-Stars, Matt Gorham. And, Nash, he's been tremendous all year.
Absolutely. 10 2/3, a 0.84 ERA, just 1 earned run, a 167 opponent batting average. He throws strikes, he mixes up speeds, and he gets outs.
Gorham will expect to see his fastball in the mid-70s, a changeup by far his best pitch. No wonder he's been so effective against right-handed batters.
Yeah, we talked to his parents here, and his dad told me he doesn't throw very hard, but he gets outs. And
Yes.
he's in the zone. He's a location-based pitcher. Doesn't have to be flashy, to get outs, and he does it.
A ball in the strike that counts. Sweet is 1 for 3, excuse me. So that ball's a mile high in the left field. Sprinting is Kamada. And that ball caught. What a play by Caleb Skull. Can you believe it? Caleb Skull went way out there. Kamada was playing deep. He wouldn't have been able to get his. Skull makes a sliding over the shoulder catch.
What do you even say there, Evan? This all-star team, they want this game so bad. They're making the plays. They're getting the hits. It's just been a joy to watch.
My God, they've been unbelievable. So I'll bring up Isaiah Alvarez. Alvarez is 0 for 3 tonight, and Nash, we have 1 on the 8th inning. The Power have 1 hit.
I was just going to say, 1 hit for the Power. We haven't seen that all year from them. This is brand new. They're not used to getting hits, piling up hits in bunches. Tremendous job by the all-star pitching staff. Now you have Gorham, too. Gets a ball in play, gets a quick first out.
He keeps hitters off balance. 1-1 to count.
I mean, here's the last 4 games, Evan, for the Power. 8 runs, 8 runs, 19 runs, 9 runs.
Wow. I mean, that's saying something. So ball on the strike the count. And Nash, only 6 hits for the PSCL All-Stars. They got some good swings the first couple of innings against Carson Phillips. Walks, though, and errors have really played a big role.
It's been the little things. And the hits in big spots. We've seen the All-Stars come through with those hits. The biggest one being Cropley's bases clearing double. But not just that. That made the game 5-3. It's 9-3. They got more.
Well, and you can't forget the 2-run double from Tyler Priest in the first. It's really got things going.
I do think that that's significant. They took control of this game early. And yes, the Power took the lead. And you felt there was this sense at that time, like, okay, the Power are going to take control now. And they're going to coast the rest of the way. And the All-Stars said, no. We're not done. And they put up a 7 spot in that 7th inning.
Nash, holding the camera on us to get you doing the finger wag. No, like Matumbo. 2-2 the count. Gorham to Isaiah Alvarez. Nate Bandura warming up in the bullpen for the PSCL All-Stars. So we assume he'll pitch the 9th. That's it, foul once again. I see the truck, Nash. The fireworks look all ready immediately after the game. See that truck over the right field wall?
Mm-hmm. Starting to feel it.
Oh, yeah. Of course, we mentioned for the PSCL, tomorrow's the final day of the regular season. It will be a full day, and playoffs starting on Wednesday. 2-2 from Gorham in the dirt ball 3. Power down to just 5 outs. Nash, I saw the other night, huge support from you in the crowd. Your big family was out there. We saw that for the selfie of the game too.
Cheering for the Power last night.
Apparently there were so many of you guys that you had to take a row out. Did I hear that correctly?
That's true. And here's a 1-out walk here for Isaiah.
Yep. Mom and Dad still here tonight.
Right below us.
Yes. They're good, really good people.
Thanks, Ev. I think so too. And it'll be fun, the fireworks.
Did they all drive here from Minnesota?
No, they flew. Yep,
oh, okay.
They flew.
Did you drive initially to get here?
We did.
Missouri.
It was a long trek. I know it was for you.
Yeah, I came from San Antonio, Texas. So a lot of Arizona. Brings up Emmanuel Dean. He struck out 3 times today. Trying to avoid the golden sombrero. Swing and a miss, strike 1.
Way out in front.
Whatever that pitch was, whether it was the fastball or the changeup, just going down and away from the righty, from the big lefty Gorham. Decent looking lead from Dean, but doubt he's going anywhere down 6 runs.
A good example of the mix the Power offense has seen tonight. They saw Bridger Holmes earlier, a hard-throwing righty
On the outside corner, 0-2.
who can ramp it up with a hard slider, and now in the 8th, it's a lefty in Gorham who focuses on location, movement, getting ahead. It's just such a different look, and that can play a huge part, and I think has, and why the Power have 1 hit tonight. Different looks, and all of these all-star pitchers have gotten it done.
Here's the 0-2. That pitch is fouled back. Dean was going on the pitch. You know, Nash, that walk to Alvarez, such a rare thing to see from Gorham. He's only walked 3 men all season in 10 2/3 innings.
Borderline pitch on the inner half to Isaiah. And I think Gorham thought he had him. Now he's ahead 0-2. This is more like it.
The 0-2. Dean goes again. Outside throw down, nowhere near in time. So stolen base. Stolen base for Isaiah Alvarez. Dean took the pitch outside.
Yeah, Gorham, don't worry about Isaiah Alvarez. You have an out. You're 4 outs away from a victory. You have a 6-run lead. PSCL All-Stars leading it 9-3.
Yep.
Make them beat you in the zone. They have 1 hit tonight.
He stole the bag pretty easily, but I was surprised to see him take second nonetheless. That ball is hit softly to the right side.
Tough play.
Probably up within. Gorham, he's late covering. So an infield hit for Dean. A ball hit maybe 35 miles per hour off the bat. I'm guessing, of course. But first and third, 1 out for the Power. Just a second hit of the night for the Power. And Alvarez also stole his 10th bag of the season. That leads the Power. Good play from Croakley. Gorham just a bit late covering. Could make it tough too, being a lefty. Dean runs fairly well. You're falling off to the third base side of the mound. That brings up Joey Mazzetti. He's walked twice, scored a run, and struck out in the 6th. The team leader in RBIs. Power down to just 5 outs. A couple runs here will be big, though, for them. There goes Dean. That one gets away. Cristelli doesn't know where the ball is. Now he finds it, but Alvarez will score. Well, how about this? Interesting sequence so far, Nash.
The Power
Walk,
score!
stolen base, infield hit, when they're late covering, and a wild pitch. You still lead by 5 here, the PSCL All-Stars, but if you're the Power, you're wondering if it's starting to come alive just a little bit.
Mm-hmm. You can get yourself in striking distance, Evan, right? You make this a 9-5, 9-6, even 9-7 ball game, you feel like you have a chance in the 9th inning.
Clean up man Mazzetti up. There goes Dean the third. He stole that one easily. He got a walking lead. Gorham paid no attention to him.
They got Nate Bandura up in the bullpen.
And of course, the PSL All-Stars will play back. The fans starting to get into it again. So of course, they'll concede on the ground with Dean at third. 2-0 to Mazzetti. That's inside 3-0 according to the home plate umpire. So Nash, I assume you got to take all the way here. You need base runs for the Power.
I think so. You know, Joey can put 2 runs on the board with 1 swing, but it's 3-0. You just want to pass the torch.
Here's the 3-0 from Gorham. He does take all the way. He takes strike 1.
Now you're looking fastball in your spot. Drive it somewhere.
Only 1 out here in the 8th inning.
Maybe flip spots with Emmanuel Dean down there at third.
A ton of room in the left center field alleyway. Queimada playing deep in left towards the line. Romero playing towards right center as that's in the dirt, ball 4. The second walk of the inning issued by Gorham. Puts men on first and third with 1 out.
As crazy as this sounds, Evan, the tying run is in the hole.
That it is.
In the form of Josh Hernandez.
Third baseman, number
Nash.
52, Spencer.
A base hit right here, or even just another base runner. Boy, that can make things really interesting here on Independence Night.
It's still a 9-4 lead for the All-Stars. They still have an out, but you don't want to mess around here. They're going to call the bullpen for Bandura.
So we're going to pitch and change here with 1 out in the 8th inning. Gorham's been tremendous all season. A little bit of bad luck. The infield hit, of course. Not his best man, not his best outing. He'll get a nice round of applause from his teammates. Nate Bandura, the new pitcher, when we return. So here's where we stand in the bottom of the 8th inning. The Power have put 1 run aboard so far. They trail 9-4. Nate Bandura, the new pitcher for the PSCL All-Stars, 3.52 ERA for the Bombers, 7 2/3 innings. Opposition hitting 241 against them. He delivers strike 1 to Spencer Dickinson. Dickinson's 0 for 3 today. So Mazzetti at first, Dean over at third. Only 1 out. There goes Mazzetti. Pitch taken in there, and no throw. Mazzetti swipes second.
Yeah, smart not to throw there. Don't give up easy runs. You know Dean's ready to score if you throw down.
Third stolen base for the Power this inning. You know, Nash, gotta give them credit. I was wondering what they're doing, trying to run when they're down this much, but they've made good use of it. PSCL All-Stars lead 9-4. 1 out, bottom of the 8th inning. 0-2 to Dickinson.
Power have won 15 of their 17 games this year, and many by a deciding fashion of 5, 6, 7 runs.
So the PSCL infield will play back, of course. More than happy to see a run for an out. Swing and a miss! Dickinson goes down swinging. Boy, that's a big out for the PSCL All-Stars. Now there's 2 away here in the 8th. Power down to just 4 outs. That brings Evan Berkey to the plate. He's 0 for 3 tonight, reached on an error in the 5th and scored.
Scored on that wild pitch. Power's second run scored of the ball game. And like we said in the 7th, when the PSCL All-Stars loaded the bases, that was their best chance. This could be the Power's best chance. Uh-oh.
Breaking ball, that hit Berkey.
You can look at the crowds into this one.
Berkey's not happy about it, got him right in the ribs. But nonetheless, that'll load the bases with 2 outs. Yeah, that one just got away from Bandura.
Yeah, now you got to face Josh Hernandez, who entering this game hitting .333, 478 on base, OPS up over 850. Already drew a walk and scored in the 5th. This is not the matchup you wanted to see if you're Bandura.
Hernandez 0 for 2 tonight, walked and scored in the 5th. Boy, Nash, a base hit here, and we got a ball game again. It's officially a save situation. Nate Bandura on the mound. He got Dickinson on strikes. First pitch Hernandez, outside ball 1. The tying run is on deck for the Power as they trail by 5 with 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th. Nate Bandura trying to work around the jam right here. The Power have scored 1 so far. The 1-0. On the outside corner, 1-1. The outfield not playing deep. Good speed all the way around the bases. Almost everybody in this Power team runs well, frankly. A hit could score 2, the 1-1. Breaking ball off the glove of Cristelli. And a run will score. Dean crosses the plate. I don't know if Cristelli got crossed up right there.
The Power scores!
But that ball went right off his glove. I don't think, no, they're not going to talk. I don't think so. Ball just popped right out. Over the 3rd goes Mazzetti, up to 2nd goes Berkey.
Yeah, 9-5 ball game now.
I mean, they'll have to go down as a pass ball.
It is a pass ball, yes.
Pass balls, wild pitches. That's really been the only blemish for the PSCL All-Stars, and that's what's kept the Power somewhat in it. So it's 9-5, 2 outs, men on 2nd and 3rd, 2-2 the count. The tying run is still on deck. Power put up 2 runs here in the 8th inning. And Nash, a base hit right here, and you gotta be sweating if you're the PSCL All-Stars. Power have won 12 games in a row coming into tonight. The 2-2. Did he go? Check over the 3rd. No, he did not.
Oh, what a call. That is...
The PSCL bench can't believe he didn't go around.
It was very, very close, Evan, from our view.
It was as close as it gets.
Extremely close.
Wow. So 3-2 the count to Hernandez.
That's why you have 4 umps, right?
That's right. Bandura set. The 3-2. Ball 4 outside. Hernandez walks. The bases are loaded again. And Nash, the tying run, is now coming to the plate.
Wow. Anthony Angel Jr., who's already walked twice tonight.
Anthony Angel Jr., there have been several guys who have come in and out of the roster, especially the position players. Anthony Jr. has been here since opening night. He's one of the men you want up. 9 RBIs this season. He has 2 doubles and 1 triple this year. Nash, the Power have not hit a home run yet this season. First pitch way outside, ball 1.
Well, here's the thing for Junior. It's still only the 8th inning. You're not trying to do it all in one swing. Focus on the gaps in right center, left center. Get 2 runs home, cut this lead down to 2, and you're in striking distance.
That's hit foul, 1-1. Nash, the crowd was almost completely out of it when the inning got started. All of a sudden, 2 runs on the board for the Power. Only 1 hit this inning, the infield hit from Dean on a weak ground ball over the first base.
Evan, potentially a big piece of news here. Because of firework time restraints, this could be it. If Angel is out, this ball game is over in the 8th.
Palm Springs. Come on.
So this is it.
Nah, so we have to go pay the mayor a visit tomorrow. So 2-1 the count. Here's the pitch. That ball's hit hard over third base. Glove by Sarmiento. Tommy touches the bag. That retires to side. And let's see what's going on here. We just got word that it's possible this could have been it due to time restraints. Let's see. And, wow. Nash, it looks like that's it. It might be. The PSCL guys have not taken the field. So the 8th inning just ended.
It's over.
That's over. The PSCL guys are celebrating, so apparently there's a time limit as far as when the fireworks need to start for the city of Palm Springs. So a tough way, a disappointing way to end truly an exciting ball game here on Independence Night. We'll keep the live stream going, ladies and gentlemen. The PSCL All-Stars have knocked off the Palm Springs Power 9-5. The Power had the tying run come to the plate. They put up 2 runs in the 8th inning, but ultimately they go down 9-5. That snaps a 12-game winning streak for the Power.
Incredible. Evan, been a pleasure. And let the folks enjoy the fireworks.
Absolutely right. Yeah, it'll take a few minutes for the fireworks to start. We'll keep the stream on, of course. We point the camera over towards right field. I'm Evan Schmeiser, joined by Nash Walker. Happy Independence Day, ladies and gentlemen. It's been an absolute privilege.